Welcome, Echoes, to episode 8 of Once Upon a Reflection, a Cypher system-based TTRPG. As you can possibly hear my dog shaking in the background because he's being a dog. I am Evie, the Disaster Jam. Pronouns are she, they, or any, and I am the game runner for this fine of disastrous group. Let's go ahead and go around and do our little intros, starting with Elena, since you weren't here last time.
Yeah, hey everybody, I am Alina. My pronouns are they, them, and I will be playing Vrak, whose pronouns are also they, them. And they are a charming trickster who wears a crown of ice and is very pissed off for reasons you'll discover soon.
Yeah. Let's also just kind of go in order in that case. Next up, Joel.
Hello, I am Joel. I use any pronouns, just any of them is fine. Just pick one out of a bowl. And I play Senor Fluffington, who is a rugged witchwawa who is one with beasts.
We love Senor Fluffington.
One with beast, and he is a beast.
And Senor Fluffington loves you.
And then, last but not least, Amanda.
Hi everyone, I am Amanda. I use she, her pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Rosa and Thorn, both of which use she, her as well. A resilient explorer princess who masters the swarm.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And we might be visiting somewhere familiar to Rosa today. So, Once Upon a Reflection runs every other week on Fairy Tale Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, barring any potential interruptions for the upcoming holidays. We don't have our holiday stuff organized yet, so sorry, no announcements on what ones might be missed, but potentially at some point. I don't know. This is your warning. Uh, as we simulcast, don't forget to follow if you're watching on Twitch, subscribe, and ring the little bell for notifications if you're watching on YouTube so that you can be notified of any of our future live streams and games for this or other games that we might have in the works. As some of you are going to be aware, we have finished Empyrean Rising. The campaign came to a close, the last air date. They did an excellent job setting up the city for its reform and resurrection post all of the chaos that was caused and that just possibly happened around them. But we did announce at that time that we are actually going to be coming back in 2025 with Empyrean Wilds, the sequel campaign featuring some known faces and possibly some new ones. Dates to be determined. We will get to you guys with our premiere airing date for Empyrean Wilds once we've got everything kind of locked down after the holidays.
I'm working on some art.
Yeah, we've got to do some updates to character art. We've got to do some updates to like the background, potentially do a couple of sessions with some new players that have yet to be announced, but it should be very, very fun. But yeah, so definitely keep an eye out on our socials, keep an eye on our Discord where all of our announcements go first, and we will let you know. Until then, you're kind of stuck with the wonderful Witch Wawa and the elves that don't always want to be called elves. But you will also be able to notice from the corner of the screen and also up above us, we are, as Alter Deco Archives, raising funds for medical aid for Palestinians. MAP works with trusted and experienced local partners in the West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and Lebanon for the health and dignity of those living under occupation. Check out their full site from the link in chat or description, or use the QR code to donate directly. AEA receives no portion of the funds donated, either through Tiltify or Twitch, and like both ways work to donate directly to them. We would also like to thank our donors that have provided funds thus far. A special thanks to Jonathan of Reckless Attack for his very, very generous donation via Twitch. That actually bumped us up to full goal from the Twitch side. So thank you very, very much again. With all of that, all of the announcements out of the way, let's go ahead and roll into focusing on today's session. As a content warning, we at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with depictions of violence, possible mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those watching, you have been warned. And here, let me actually go ahead and put those links in chat for people that are watching on Twitch because I was talking too much. And then also links for the cast are in the description and chat for if you wanted to, just kind of check them out, see what other things they may be doing, because I know that they've all got fun stuff going on. Now, last time, Vrac had slipped away from the group, taking the convenience of a nearby reflective surface that had been used as a visual barrier against the possessed and puppeted prince, and went off to the real world to get the fuck away from Fairy Tale Land.
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah. In the meantime, the other two decided to explore the ruined castle. Finding some more information out while they possibly could, because who knows if they would ever be able to find this location again. There were some possible not quite encounters with suits of armor that may or may not have been aware and waving back at them. There were a couple of cursed books, and our lovely duo being goosed by geese. There was also a curse on some of the books that they had actually intended to grab that started a petrification process on the one who had physically encountered it. And so they, with that book in tow, intending to get whatever information from it that they possibly can, have also slipped back into the real world and then back to where they will hopefully receive aid from Thorn's aunties. But let's actually find out what happened with Frack. Fresh out of the battle against the puppeted dead that had been dancing and reenacting their festivals for who knows how long, and the fight against the prince and being forced into strange dances that possibly would have actually been fun if you hadn't been,
Mind controlled?
literally body controlled more than mind controlled into the very stiff formal movements of the very old-fashioned royal dancing. You even almost got a very fun little couple that would have been very happy to have you had they not already been dead. But after the successful fight, the destruction of the moonstone that had been pried from the throne that was at the back of that ballroom, you slipped into the reflection on that.
That was
bit of
enough
a
fairy ship for one day. I was out.
And you came back out in that kind of spinning twist that means that the reflection was in a different orientation than when you stepped in. So while one was on the ground, the other one is up. So it's this strange, like, forward swing momentum that you have stepping through into at least the first of a couple of transitions that you ended up going through into Buell, Idaho. At first, you did not know where you were. It was seemingly the middle of nowhere in a diner bathroom. You are familiar with diner bathrooms enough to know what they are like. But when you exited, it did not take you very long to discover that you were nowhere that you wanted to be.
I'm sure I walked out of the diner onto the main street, and then it was just that John Travolta meme of me being like, what? Where the fuck am I?
Yeah. There wasn't much to do in Buell. They did advertise some lovely ice cream at the local ice cream shop, some water to try, local water. They have water there. For a punk rocker such as Sev, there was nothing there for you. And it is actually on the not quite opposite, but almost opposite side of the continent from New Bastion, where you had
I'm imagining
come from.
too that, like, in sleepy Buell, Idaho, a punk rocker with a bad attitude popping out of nowhere isn't going to make a lot of friends. Just sort of like, hey, redneck, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
What is this? It's like their opening line to the locals, which doesn't endear them to anyone.
Nope.
They're gonna spend some time going like, fuck, I don't have my wallet, like, searching for ID or anything, and they're like, yo, where's the nearest bus station? I gotta get the fuck out of here. And they don't have money to buy a bus ticket.
No. Yeah, you left most of your belongings behind when you passed through the reflection in your motel room, because you passed the reflection at a window and just grabbed your guitar as you started slipping through. So that's pretty much the only thing
I
in
have
your
a
possession other
guitar
than
and a pack of
sleep
cigarettes, and
clothing.
that's it.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
were also about ready to go to bed. So you are
yeah.
in like your jammies as much as you might or might not have jammies. I'm not sure how Sev sleeps.
I'm thinking for the sake of decency, they actually wear like a pair of flannel pants and then
Okay.
like a black tank top.
Okay. So they're covered
The
in some
the flannel
fashion.
pants might come off when they sleep, but
Yeah.
they at least had the pants on then.
Yeah, so they're decent in some fashion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it wouldn't take you too long to discover that there is not much in the way of a way to get back, a way to get home. You don't have your cell on, you have your wallet. So you would
Do a
eventually have
montage of
to,
Rack just getting more and more frustrated.
yeah, as
Like
you're walking
they're at the
through
point now where they're
this
like banging their
tiny
fist on the
town on
wall.
the other side of the country, that eventually you would have to come to the conclusion that you would need to use the reflections to try and pass to a more familiar area.
Yeah, so they're at the edge of town now. They've like just punched a wall. They're shaking their hand off, and then they just go like, "Ah, fuck!" really loudly, and then march back into town to the same diner, and
Hmm.
they just walk straight back into the bathroom.
Hmm. There is the like random like waitress, older woman, uh, kind of walks with a permanent like cock to her hip, like like from carrying whatever food as she's walking around, that tries to stop you because the bathroom is for customers, but you don't care. That you'd be able to then pass through. You are not familiar enough with Fairy Tale Land to know specifically where you pop back out, but when you find another reflection in a puddle because it's very wet, kind of marshy, where you end up, um, it's kind of hot and dry, and you are in the middle of an alleyway, having come out of the reflection on like a very shiny chrome bumper of a very old fashioned and fairly well maintained pickup truck. And the pickup truck's license plate is for Texas, and you are facing
Ah,
out into the street, and you see a couple of signs for like souvenirs from Lubbock.
Rex is like, "Oh, motherfucker! Oh, Idaho was better. I guess I'm fucking closer to home." And then
Make
cue the same montage of Vrack like wandering around town trying to like beg money off of people to get a bus ticket and being turned down because they're in their pajamas.
now, like as someone who has personally lived in Texas, it's not necessarily that bad that people would completely throw you off. It is
Yeah.
more your attitude and how you ask than
Yeah.
their response, and that's probably what it was in Buell. Um, but
Vrack is exactly, what people like they're
yeah,
very charming when they want to be, but they are
yeah.
not in a charming mood right now. They're just so annoyed.
Yeah, even if you manage to get like a couple of bucks off of someone that just wants you to leave them alone, it's not going to be enough for a bus ticket. And generally speaking, they want to see some form of ID when you
Yeah.
pay for
And I
that,
have
at
none.
least for long term forms.
So like another montage of Vrack wandering around town until it's like later in the day and they're gonna like sit on a stoop, put their head in
Hmm.
their hands and be like, fuck it, and then go back to somewhere shiny
Hmm. All right,
and jump
so
through to the other side again.
you take another spin through, and you're in a very cold forest, ice and snow
Nope. Nope.
drifting nearby. You had like drifted, or you had spun through a patch of ice that was there, and you promptly just jump right back out. You don't
And I'm
even
like, oh
look.
fuck no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Um,
As soon as I see ice and snow, I'm like, fuck this. I'm out.
you drop into someone's living room to their complete shock, and they start shouting at you in a language that you do not understand. And like they are cussing at you in some language. It sounds vaguely Slavic.
I'd be like, yo, chill, man. I'm
Like they like if you even approach, they are freaking the fuck out and trying to like hide behind something because a person just fell through their television into their living room, and like the book that they were reading is like dropped on the ground.
I look them in the eye and I'm like, listen, you got too high. This is all a dream. Anyway, I'm gonna Das Vidania, man. And just like walk out their door.
Okay. Where are you going?
Outside?
Okay, you are outside. You are in a hallway in a building. It is not in the best condition. It's not in the worst condition. It's not like shiny and new and well kept, but it's also not completely just destroyed or whatever. It's kind of lower middle class-ish. You don't recognize any of the nameplates that are near the doorways. It is
like
all
Cyrillic.
it is all in Cyrillic.
Frank's like, oh fuck, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna like, I don't have a passport. Someone's gonna shoot me or put me in jail.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you do
and
hear
so they're
sirens outside. You don't know if it's from the fact that you popped out of someone's television or if
Maybe
it's
they
just
called
sirens.
911.
Yeah, or if it's just sirens. It's hard to tell. There is a security mirror hanging in like the kind of corner by a stairwell.
Oh, rad. I run over towards it.
But yeah, like it is up in the top corner, and I don't believe that Sev is particularly tall.
No, they're not.
Okay, give me an athletics to try and reach it. Might based, obviously.
No.
Okay, well, you can
A
attempt...
big lot of no.
Yeah, you can attempt to go down the stairs, or you can attempt to find
like
something...
jumping.
Yeah, or you can attempt to find something to be able to reach the somewhat dingy mirror that definitely has a reflection.
Yeah.
But you are not close enough to be able to see what the reflection would be
Is there a
depicting for you.
chair anywhere?
You are in an apartment hallway.
I'm a hallway. Yeah, no. Then I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna
Okay.
like go down the fire escape, try and find a puddle or a window.
So it's an internal stairway
Yep.
that would lead out into like the outdoors and an alleyway, but there is a locked gate, like one of those metal gate doors at the end that seems to need a key for entrance and exit.
Does it have razor wire or like barbed wire on top, or is it climbable?
Oh no, like it's in the doorway leading out.
Oh, it's in the doorway.
basically,
Oh, gotcha.
Like yeah, it's basically sort of like going through a private door into an apartment complex.
I'm gonna kick it.
Okay. Are you trying to kick
my-
it open, or are you like just
Yeah.
kicking it in frustration? Okay.
I'm gonna try and
Give,
kick it open.
give me
With
another
my, like,
athletic. Yeah,
nothing.
give me another strength athletics type
This is
of
just-
check.
This is just anger and big bush shoot. Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, your difficulty
I
is
rolled-
a 5, so 15 or
I
better.
rolled 16.
16. That is good enough. So, like, the lock is a little janky, not properly aligned, and possibly
And I
a
have-
little old. And you
I
do
guess I don't
have
even have
some
my stompy boots on.
yeah, you do have a tendency to wear your shit kicker boots if you're going to go anywhere. And I think that there was that possibility of you wanting to go out for a smoke before you noticed that reflection.
Yeah. So I like kicked my boots on. They're not
Yeah.
tied up or anything, but
Yeah, so you do have
they're
your shit
on.
kicker boots on that you would like just, and you don't even expect it to work. It's possibly even frustration, but it does like kind of creak and tilt a little bit and just pop open into the alley. It is much colder there than it was in Buell or Lubbock. It is
And
also
in
a
this
different
side of
time of
fairyland,
day.
I
Yeah.
do get cold.
Well, and this is Earth. Like this
Yeah,
is
on
real
Earth.
material. Yeah, this is material
Yeah.
world, the real world.
Yep.
So you have landed in like cold area. It's
Looking
chilly,
for
windy.
whatever
It's
reflective
either
surfaces near.
very early morning or almost night because it is definitely a different time zone. Give me a roll to find a reflective surface.
19.
19. Very good. You do just happen to find like a side view mirror on a car that is either abandoned or parked in the street. You're not sure which. You don't probably bother to check enough to just be like, okay, give
I'm
me.
going to
Hmm?
lean into it, uh, and like put my face really close in beside the window, and I'll be like, I put my hands on either side of it. And I'm like, listen, you little fairy shits. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna stop dicking me around. You are gonna take me back to wherever the fucking the other elf and the elf bug person and the dog, those guys, wherever they are, fucking let me in. They will help me figure this shit out, right? You're gonna stop dicking me around, or it's gonna be a fucking problem. All right? Do we have an understanding? And I'm like losing my mind talking to this car window.
Give me a roll, intellect based, to
To
control.
intimidate
Yeah, to
fairyland.
well, to control the direction of the reflection.
I am putting effort on this.
Okay.
Just one level of effort. That's all I can do. Uh, that's a nat one.
Um, it looks like trees. You see trees. They are not covered in ice.
Well, in I go.
Yeah, like
Stick my arm in.
you're not sure if it's nearby trees or if it is like outside of the castle, if they're still even in the castle. You don't know. Um, oh, and then we also have a nat 20 to
Oh, thank you.
Alina from
Rack needs
teacher.
it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Rack does need it. Um, so as you like step out of the reflection this time, and it's a very strange squeezing sensation to go through a reflection that is so much smaller than you. It is very like Santa through a pipe, I think is how I described it last time, like through
Cool.
an exhaust pipe or whatever at an apartment. Just like through. Uh, and it's disorienting. Um, it takes you a moment. These aren't good trees. Um, Turning around to see what you came out of, you see a very, very shiny set of armor pierced through by some sort of large wooden spear or possibly a root or branch of some kind stuck to a large rock face behind you. The body that had been in it looks to have been withered like, I don't know, a mummy of some kind, perhaps. You're not sure. But there's the sound of creaking and strange animal calls that you don't recognize off in the distance, and there is no other reflective surface nearby.
Rack like looks around for a minute and grips their guitar tighter, and then they're just gonna sling it on their back and just run,
Okay. Um,
just leaving, looking
so,
for anywhere that's away from here
okay.
and might have a shiny thing in it.
Okay. Um, so you have entered the dark woods.
Oh, cool. That sounds great.
Yeah. I do believe that if she was present in character, Thorn might know something about these. Because she has been warned about this location by her aunties. But yeah, as your complication from that natural
Yep.
one, you have
Up in the
ended
dark
up
woods.
in a very
Real bad
hostile
neighborhood.
location that does not have a lot of reflective surfaces. So you can either attempt to navigate them, attempt to find your way back to the reflective surface of that very shiny armor that had somehow stayed shiny, despite the fact that whatever had worn it was long dead. Or you can attempt to find your way out. But the dark woods do not even have lakes or rivers in them.
I'm gonna randomize evens. Vrac does the smart thing. Odds. Vrac freaks out.
Okay.
Evens.
I hope you have a different character ready.
Nope. Evens is good. Even Vrac, instead of their first instinct is to panic and run, but they remember that the bad shit that's out there that they've lived through before, and they're gonna stop, take a deep breath, look back at the armor, and they see themselves in it.
Kind of.
Okay. And Vrac's just like, oh fuck, I hope this works okay.
I would
Here
also
we
like
go.
for you to roll me a d20.
Yep. Just for luck. How's a 12?
Okay. So you're running back to the reflective surface of the armor?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got like just far enough away to where you can see vague movement in the reflections, but not detail of the reflections because you ran. So that like puts you like yards and yards and yards away, or meters away, because Alina's Canadian. So meters away from this location, from where the reflective surface was. And it was like that just moment of panic and sprinting. So as you like go, whoa, collect yourself and turn, and you look and you can see like the faint kind of warped, curved reflection of whatever is around it in the woods. So like the trees and the strange dark warping shadows that are these woods, and then kind of the movement of your body standing there looking back at it as just like this kind of strange stick that's moving in the reflection. You start heading back towards it, and you hear a twig snap.
Yeah, now I'm running for the armor.
Okay, so give
I'm
me,
gonna dive headfirst into the armor.
yeah, first give me a running check, a movement check.
5?
Okay. And give me a check for where you end up.
Oh boy. 14.
14. So as you like sprint towards there, you are like with that run check, you are stumbling. And you meet the reflection face first.
Oh yeah.
So it's this expectation of your head meeting a hard metallic surface. But you don't. You slip through the reflection into a hot, bustling evening street, like market, I guess I would call it. In like from a window from a shop. It is.
I come out practically on all fours because I had like tripped and done that thing where you kind of like help running on your hands to try and like keep yourself moving.
It's not a familiar area to you, but you are still panicked because as you started to slip through the reflection, you felt long, tendrily fingers brush against your shoulder before you passed through.
No. So I come out on all fours, still scrabbling to like get myself back to my feet, and I just keep running
Okay.
for a little ways.
So you're running. Like, you're probably the palest person around, which you aren't very pale to begin with. But you are probably the palest person around. You do see like one or two that might get close, but different style of dress. And oh, there's someone that is trying to read from a book as they're talking to a street vendor.
Guessing they're not speaking English.
No.
After a while, I'm not a sprinter. I run a little bit until my panic overwhelms me, and then my smoker's lung catches up, and I'll stumble to a halt and like, like go over to a wall where nobody is, light up a smoke, and just have a moment to get my bearings.
Okay. So we'll leave you there for a second. Thorn and Senor Fluffington, you have stepped from the reflection of the lake into Sanctuary. Senor Fluffington, it is more forest. You've kind of gotten used to a lot of fairy tale land being like that. So when you're in your big dog form instead of the little dog form,
They're both big dogs.
They're both big dogs, yes. You are kind of used to a lot of fairy tale land when you pass through a reflection being forestry. There's towns and occasional like cities and castles and whatnot, and there's been one time that you ended up in like a sandy desert that made digging very fun.
It was very fun.
But it's just kind of a very sparkly, comfortable forest that, like, as the two of you step forward and start walking, like, a variety of, like, woodland creatures just kind of start poking out and, like, perching on various tree limbs or coming out from around bushes and just gathering to watch as you approach. Like, there's even a very fluffy red squirrel that goes dashing from one of the trees and climbs up Thorn, to sit on her shoulder.
Hi, it's me, old pal Red, isn't it? Hey, Red, how are you? How are you? And I tickle its little chin.
It begins speaking very, very fast. There's a lot of chittering. Mostly it's talking about how wonderful its most recent attempts at collecting its food hoard are. And you've never actually witnessed winter in Sanctuary, but nevertheless the animals do kind of go through the motions as if they're preparing for it. And so, like, he's just telling you all about the different foods that he found to hoard away for his food stores, and one of them was a particularly large and shiny acorn that he is very, very proud of and intends to show you.
I am standing right behind the squirrel, staring at it unblinkingly.
Doesn't seem to notice you. The animals in Sanctuary have never encountered a dog, so they don't know that they should be afraid of you.
No. Has Fluffington ever seen a squirrel?
Probably. There are squirrels in New Bastion, so probably.
True.
So I'm... Oh, that sounds like you've been so successful, and I can't wait to see your acorn. Oh, I bet it's big and marvelous. And Fluffington just watches me talk back to this chirping squirrel.
He doesn't realize that this is abnormal because
Mhm.
he is a dog and you
Yeah.
are speaking to him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You don't understand the squirrel, but she does. So maybe it's a thorn thing. You don't know. But yeah, so walking through the woods, it's just this sense of comfort and home that just kind of settle, settles over both of you. And yes, Thorn, while like a good portion of your arm is now marble, probably just a bit up to the bicep, it's not necessarily painful, and it's probably most of the way to the cottage that the squirrel finally notices that it's not you holding something stone, it's that part of you is stone, and starts just chittering at like 5 times speed about what happened to you. Are you going to be my new perch? What's going on? Am I supposed to help you? Is this something that I can chew off? Is it something that I am supposed to dig through? What's going on? How can I help you?
I'm going to try to
Maybe you
taste the
can.
squirrel.
Maybe you can like help him dig better now, because the big 2 leg creatures need things to help them dig, and this is probably hard enough to help you dig through the dirt. And so you're going to attempt to taste the squirrel. And
Yeah.
is that like you are going to lick the squirrel, or you are going to just kind of go, ow?
No, Senor Fluffington, being a formerly stray dog, knows that it's dangerous to just bite into things that you don't recognize, or
Okay.
just even things that you do recognize.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give the squirrel a gentle lick.
Okay. Um, Thorn,
I bet you didn't think that was gonna happen today.
halfway through this squirrel's like rant about whether or not it needs to help you chew your arm off because your arm is trapped, um, because it went from you can help it to dig to no, this is probably not a good thing, it hurts when things are too stiff, I should chew that off for you. There's just a sudden stop, and Senor Fluffington's face is very, very close, and he's licked the squirrel, and the squirrel is just like silence.
Few things. Red, this is Senor Fluffington. Senor Fluffington, this is my friend Red. Say hello. Number two, it doesn't quite hurt, but you probably should go run ahead and tell the aunties to prepare something, that this is abnormal. And thank you for helping.
So
I've
it
never
like
been this close to one before.
it turns and just kind of sniffs at you a little bit, Senor Fluffington. Its little
I
nose
step
twitches a
back
bit.
for sure.
Tail like fluffs up extra, and then like it uses your nose as a springboard as it like bounces off to go attempt to chitter at Rosa's aunties.
I'm gonna chase it.
No, of course you are.
I'm just gonna book it after the squirrel.
Are you gonna bark the entire way?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey
Very-
you! Hey! Come back!
Come back.
Hey you! Come back!
Where are you going?
And
Where you
I'm
going?
just-
Where you going? I'm not gonna
What?
hurt you. I'm a friend.
I just watched them go all the way down. I'm just like,
Yeah. So
okay,
like,
you know what? I'm not gonna run. I don't want to like fall and shatter my arm or anything, so I'm just continuing at my pace.
yeah. So like the various woodland critters that you have befriended over the years of visiting here, all just kind of do that, watching not quite a celebrity, but watching a familiar face walk through the woods. And like there's the occasional creature that comes out and kind of does its circle of you in greeting before like scampering off because you're on your way to do something. And like ahead of you, the squirrel is running with Senor Fluffington chasing after it, like big old Chihuahua wolf tail, like spray, like full spray, like up in the air. after him, and the stick just kind of bobbing along behind.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, Vrac somewhere is vomiting at this Disney ass scene, apparently. So,
If they were here for this.
yeah, so the squirrel goes up the side of the building.
I run directly into the wall.
Of course you do.
I don't have. I don't. I don't. This body and that brain
Perfect.
just don't match. My brain does not process things fast enough for this body.
Okay. Give me a roll. If you roll a 1, you
17.
yeah, I was about to say if you roll a 1, you brained yourself and you're going to take damage.
I have
It
0
was- yeah.
strength right now, so
Yeah,
that would be
it was
bad.
it was a 0 it was a 0 difficulty, but still a possibility of failure.
Oh yeah.
Of like not fully injuring yourself
You
running
get
straight
into the
into
impaired
the wall.
track.
Yeah.
Just banging your head on the wall.
Yeah, just like scrambling.
Oh,
at
I
the
already
wall.
am
Yeah.
impaired. Is the thing.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you're getting debilitated.
Yeah. Yeah, like scrambling at the wall. The squirrel has like scurried up the side.
Hey,
And
come back! That's not fair. I can't do that.
Is-
I can't do that. Stop it! Come here.
is working its way through one of the windows. Like just big old bushy tail behind it, like the last thing that you see as it squirms in. And it's at this point that you would be able to actually notice the cottage because you were very focused on that squirrel.
Oh,
It
there's a
is
building here.
yeah, it is a full house cottage building thing. You're not sure, you're a dog, you don't know what the difference is. 2-story. The first story seems to like first floor seems to be like stone covered. The second one is a little bit more cottagey looking, so like the first story is like stone Tudor style, and then the top is very cottagey looking with bright pink thatch for the roof. So like the roof itself is just like blindingly pink above you. And while you can't see them because of how close to the building you currently are, there are chimneys, and from them you would at least see the smoke that is coming out of them that's kind of purplish blue and vaguely sparkly
Oh hell yeah!
as it drifts into the sky.
These. I don't know where this building came from, but there may be magic happening.
Yeah, that's probably a magic thing.
It wasn't here before.
That is one interpretation. Oh god, I just looked over at the AP Hype channel in our Discord.
Oh, I haven't been looking. Like, I gotta
Oh
peek now.
god.
Yeah, it's so fucking.
Yeah, we
Holy
started
fuck,
a
guys.
gift thread for the night, so
Apparently, jeez. Okay, and yes, that last one of the squirrel is very accurate. But yeah, so you beat Thorn to the house. What are you gonna do about the fact that the squirrel has gone up the side and or Thorn has not arrived? Like, what's your next part of your plan?
The only thing I know to do is to just bark.
So you're going
And
to
what-
stand outside.
Yeah. If there's one thing that I, as a Chihuahua, know, is if I can't reach it, I just need to make enough sound until somebody gives it to me to shut me up.
Okay. So by barking, are you shouting or are you actually barking? Because both are possible. So
Yeah,
I've
no,
got to
I
ask.
think Senior Fluffington doesn't realize that he is like full on shouting. It's just they're doing what normally they would do to like communicate as a dog, but it's coming out in human.
Hey,
words.
hey, come back.
Yeah, hey, you,
hey.
no, come here. Hey, don't fair. No, give me, come here.
So
I was just saying the hello, but like with my tongue.
So, Thorn, you would arrive probably in time to see Senor Fluffington just standing there shouting up at the window, doing whatever the hell Senor Fluffington is doing. Um, the window itself is slightly cracked, and you know it's to the library room that one of your aunties frequently can be found in. Um, and you see the figure of one of them starting to peek her head out, very confused at the shouting due to the fact that you had just sent Red ahead of you guys, and now there's shouting, "Hey, no, come back! What are you doing? Hey, hey, you, come down here! I was saying hello! Hey, hey, come back! I can't reach you! Why can't I reach you? Come to where I can reach you!" Over and over again. Really, really loud.
Yeah.
So, I believe that it would be probably Sage that pops her head out and looks at first Senor Fluffington, Red just perched on her shoulder, and then looks at you, and a very confused wave, and then down at Senor Fluffington again.
Can I have the fluffy one back?
um,
we were playing chess, and then they just went when I could reach it.
who are you? Exactly?
Oh, I'm Senor Fluffington. Nice to meet you. Hello.
And she just kind of nods and goes back in, shuts the window behind her.
Oh. Hey,
Thorn, you're
wait,
very
no,
well aware
hold
that
on.
she's probably coming down. But
Not me.
but yeah.
I'm back to barking.
Yep.
Was not given what I was asking for.
Nope. She did not randomly drop the squirrel out the window for you.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. How terrible.
It usually works. I don't know what's going on.
And now we've got a howling chihuahua gif in the chat. Wonderful. Beautiful. I love you guys.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. But yeah, so while the two of you are in various ways getting the attention of the three aunties, Vrak, you, or Sev at the moment.
Hi.
Yeah, you are leaned against the corner of a random building in Chad, Africa.
All right, get it together, Sev. What the fuck are we gonna do? Okay. I can't keep jumping through fucking. I'm like on the other side of the world. I have no fucking money or a passport. Hey, buddy, where am I?
You are on the
Anybody
main
on the street?
and he like in accented but English says you are on the main street.
Cool, but like, what town is this? Or country?
That's what I meant.
Or continent?
Towns in Chad, Africa.
I'm in Bull,
Doba.
Africa. Bull Chad. It's Bull, Idaho now.
You're in Doba.
Cool, that means absolutely nothing.
That means nothing to you. Yeah.
Yeah, is there like a mirror store nearby, or
There's shop down that way.
thank you. Finish my cigarette.
Watches you in confusion as you like in whatever clothes you're wearing, because big ass boots.
Yep.
Comfy PJ
Knee-high
pants,
boots, flannel
and,
pants,
yeah,
and a black
flannel
tank
pants
top.
and a black tank top,
and a guitar case on the back.
and a guitar case. Just like, And then you just go down the street in apparently like uh like I just looked up a random town in
Yep.
Chad, and it was just like Doba. Uh,
Don't know.
it's
I'm like, I have no.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know. I don't know. I'm in Chad.
yeah, it's like you're in a street market,
Yep.
and it's not like giant buildings around you, but yeah, you're in street market. You do eventually find a vendor that does seem to be selling, among like clothing and some other stuff. It has like compacts and like jewelry and other things that will have reflective surfaces, including a couple of smaller mirrors. Yes.
Cool. I will remember that I'm a charming person when I want to be. Calm the fuck down. Chat them up a little bit. And then like edge closer to where the mirrors are.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain be like, oh shit, what's that? I'm trying to distract them so I can just go through the mirror.
Roll for luck that this person also happens to speak English. It is not.
Amazing.
It is not completely
Yeah.
out of the out of the question.
Oh,
But
17.
oh yeah, so yeah, like they
Yeah.
definitely speak English again, accented, but it is common enough
I like
to
they're
where
watching TV. They're watching the English channel, and I'm like, that person, great.
yeah. So yeah, it's very. They seem to be as confused by your presence and your hair and your everything,
Thing.
as the person that had given you directions.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you do like
yo,
with that type of
what's
like
good in Doba?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
just,
what's
just
around here, man? Hey.
yeah, like starts telling you about like their favorite food, and everything, since you're obviously like
a tourist.
new to the area. They don't get a lot of anything like you. Like
No.
you, because I'm also just I just keep picturing your human self with the side shaved
red
undercut
hair.
and like
Yeah.
the like pink and black and red that's just there.
Sev is a lot,
Sev is a lot for most people.
but they're very charismatic. So they spin a story about
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you know, me and my band were traveling around and we just like seeing some places that nobody really goes. Like, you got to be off the beaten track.
Yeah.
Like, cool, man. You know, I'm trying to be real
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you do eventually. You are charming enough. You do eventually like get their like guard down enough to where you're just like, oh yeah, wait, what is that? And they turn to
Yes.
look, not expecting it to even just be a startled thing, just expecting
Yeah.
to have to explain something to you, and it
Yeah.
gives you the opportunity to attempt to pass through the reflection one more time. Please
Dive
give
into a
me,
tiny mirror.
yeah, please give me a roll for where you end up.
Oh boy. 14.
14. All right.
And as Vrack is diving for the mirror, they're like, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, please.
Okay.
Or Sev.
You had good odds.
Hey.
So I'm going to be nice and bring you guys back together because the percentile dice were not cruel to you.
Feel free to drop Vrack on their head, though.
Yeah. So you end up like with that still strange kind of twisting, compressed sensation of going through a too small reflection. And then you're up in the air, and then you splash down into a creek.
Ah, fuck.
So you are now soaked.
Yep.
And it's probably around the same time that Thorn might be attempting to get Senor Fluffington around the side of the cottage to the little yard area that is next to it, that has a lovely little garden with roses and other wild flowers and a nice little mossy stump that is usually the place of preferred seating for one of her aunties to play her harp. There's even a harp still sitting out in the like evening air on the ground as you splash down into the creek that kind of bisects the opening in these woods. Maybe 200 or so feet from where Thorn is joining Senor Fluffington by the house.
Do I see Vrak?
Roll for your awareness or perception.
15.
Ooh.
Yeah, you would definitely hear the splash and be able to see Vrak just like sitting up in the creek that had come out of the woods.
They are fully sitting in the creek,
winding nearby.
Like, but they've whipped their guitar off their back and are holding it up in the air so it doesn't get wet. And they're just sitting in the creek, trying to figure out what they're doing next.
I'm just gonna beeline straight for them. And once we get close enough, I'm gonna shout, "Fight the police!" and just body them into the water in a hug.
Cool. Vrak sees you coming in time, I think, to just like toss their guitar up onto the bank, and then they just fully get like a dog person to the chest.
So you allow the like tackle?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm already wet.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Thorn, you saw all of that. You saw Sage like duck
Hey,
back
buddy!
into the house with the intent to come down, or what you believed to be the intent to come down.
I miss you so much.
And like, there's that strange sensation of cold but not pain from the petrification, and then a sudden splash, and before you're able to even really react, Senor Fluffington notices the missing friend and just beelines.
Man, you have no idea how good it is to see you. Holy shit, I've had such a day. Are you?
We also had the day we went to the place, and then there were things, and there were the books, and they're horrible. I hate books. And then we came here. Oh no, we ate tacos.
Hold you away from my face a little bit. I'm like, are you okay? You kind of look fucked up.
Huh? Oh,
Like, you look really fucking rough.
No, we just ate tacos.
Oh. Good, I'm so fucking hungry. I've been eating all day. I could. Are there tacos? I would kill for a taco.
Oh, not here.
Ah, fuck.
It was just like a little dude, though.
Just a little dude?
Yeah, I chased it. It went up the house that appeared out of nowhere. Yeah.
I'm kind of holding on to like my stone arm and using it to wave. I was like, I gotta go take care of something.
Yeah, it is noticeable, Vrak, that Thorn, who is normally a somewhat tanned elf, has like this not even shimmery, just tinged gray, cold, gray-white, marbled stone arm connected to them that they're just moving around in the air.
And I'm like looking at Fluffington, and I'll look over at Thorn and be like, Thorn, you look fucked up too. The fuck happened?
Well, why don't you come inside and we'll explain everything?
Great. Vrack'll like get themselves out of the creek. I'm sure they're back in their Vrak finery now.
Yeah.
We're on this side of the fairyland.
They're back in their Vrak finery. You are like fine with the cold now, but you have landed in Sanctuary, and you're a little resistant to that sensation of comfort that is inherent to these woods. And there's almost this strange stinging sensation in your shoulder as you sit up and finally look around. But you're in the middle of fucking woods again, in the middle of the fucking fairy tale land. What the fuck?
And this looks like nice woods.
Yeah, really nice woods. Really,
like
really nice woods. There's like the faint sparkle of magic that occasionally just drifts through the air. And there is a little water wheel that helps to pump water into a nearby like collection area for the cottage that is like a
Rack is just
combination
looking
of
around
two,
and making these noises.
yeah, two
Oh no,
different
it's
styles
whimsical.
with like bright pink thatched roof and sparkly bluish purple smoke coming out of at least 4 different chimneys at the top of this fucking cottage in the middle of the woods, and a nearly like polished, like the wood is such a fine oak that it looks almost like gold harp just sitting on the ground near a mossy stump
Vrack
in the garden.
is careful to smear themselves in mud as they get out of the creek. And they're gonna like lean on the harp and rub a little mud on it and then spit.
Strangely, it just kind of sloughs off.
Of course it does. Of
Yeah.
course. And then they're gonna slosh their way up towards the house, being like, yo, Flemington, this place fucking sucks.
Really, I like it a lot.
Ugh. It's like pink and shit.
I
Ugh.
don't know what that is.
Gag me with a fucking candy spoon. Jesus.
So Thorn, you are in your home away from home, and your aunties probably would have been like downstairs and coming to get you as you worked your way into the house. Are you going to wait outside for them, or you're just going immediately inside and to know that the others are going to just follow you eventually?
I'm doing that. I'm walking into the house and just
Okay.
knowing that eventually they will drift in.
Yeah.
As I'm hearing Rack just like say the most heinous shit about this quaint little cottage.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They are just completely losing their shit about all
Can't
of it.
wait for the.
It's
This place stinks.
whimsical. Oh no!
This is my home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your home
I'm
fucking
sorry.
sucks. Of course this is your home.
God, what a fucking nerd! This is your home.
Yeah, like, and yes, looking
Kind of
around,
delicious.
there are a variety of very cutesy woodland animals that are all just kind of watching from the trees. A fox just like trots right past, unbothered by your presence.
I flip it off. I'm just like, the fox.
Very Vrack.
I will also flip it off because I am learning.
You are learning.
Good.
Vrack is a
I love
wonderful
when it teach you all
influence.
the...
Yeah, and then just under my breath as I'm doing that, I'm gonna go, fuck the police.
That's right. And I just fist bump you.
I just punch your fist.
Good. Oh.
All right.
And I clap you on the back.
So,
Are we fighting?
Sure.
Okay, I will punch you, I guess.
so while they get into a scuffle in the yard, inside Thorn, your aunties that I'm sorry, I am blanking on the name of any of them other than Sage at the moment.
One of them is Lily, and I've forgotten what we call the third one. I have it written down somewhere though.
Yeah, it's Sage, Lily, and something.
Iris? Aster? Lavender?
Probably Iris.
I think
Heather?
Iris. Iris is probably.
Yeah.
That sounds
thinking-
correct.
Pretty fairy flower names.
And I even
Yeah.
pinned it. Yeah, Iris, Sage, and Lily.
Yeah.
Live in a cottage,
Nailed
a
it.
mix of cottage and Tudor style architecture with a brightly colored thatch roof, 4 chimneys.
Fucking pink.
The roof does change color based off the moods of the people inside. So when Vrack goes inside, it will
God.
change the roof.
I'm gonna paint it black, baby. I see a pink roof and I want to paint it black.
Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, so you go inside and like Iris, Lily, and Sage are all waiting for you. Like Lily does bustle forward in concern as soon as she sees your arm. And all of them just start like chattering at once, talking over each other, trying to find out what the fuck just happened. Just, without the cussing. Um, and then, like, Sage is talking about, there's a dog person outside, and another one of them, Iris, is going, how did this even happen to you? The integrity of this curse, and another one, are you injured? You look injured. Like, all of them talking at once. Every single moment, every single word overlapping.
I try to tell him, it's like, well, it doesn't hurt, like, I'm fine, but I really do need to get this fixed as soon as possible, because there's a curse and there's a book, and well, let's just sit down and explain everything that's happened.
So are you just going to go through everything?
With to explain the curse, and then
Okay.
I'm sure, like, why did that happen? Well, so here's how that happened, and then I'm just
Okay.
constantly pushing back the story.
All right, give me a roll, intellect based, for how well you express everything.
16.
16. Okay, good. So you're not doing too bad. At this point, you are kind of used to when they do get together, them talking over each other and you having to answer like one and then another and keeping track of three different conversations that all have vaguely similar things to do with each other but are different at once with all three of them. There's a reason why they do have a tendency to kind of spend time on their own sometimes. But as you do so, the other two start to scuffle and wrestle in the front, apparently, like, kind of fighting with each other.
Yeah, you
with
got some
that,
time. It's like
yeah,
it's
with
like when
that,
you fight with like an overexcited Labrador, I'm sure.
yeah. When while you're doing that, you would not have the opportunity to see the current change to the roof with the concern of everyone as they like get the pieces of this story gradually. But I would like to see how you guys are faring against each other.
I have
All
no
right.
strength, and you are tired and beat up, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a
This
real.
should be very interesting.
All right, how are we doing? What are we doing? How do
Opposed
we
rolls.
oppose rolls? All right,
Yeah.
Ooh, 18.
Okay.
10.
I can apparently only roll well when I'm wrestling a
Yeah.
dog.
So, yeah, you are wrestling a dog that's somehow just a bit shorter than you. You barely manage to avoid throwing him into the spikes on your boots.
Yeah.
Because he is. Senor Fluffington is very tired. You are very frustrated. and
not very strong.
not very strong and not very controlled at the moment.
Yeah.
But
Well-
you'd rolled very much better than him. I am not going
I've-
to have you guys do
I've
damage to
wrestled
each
with
other
dogs
at the
before.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that sort of thing where you're like, okay, if the dog gets too excited, you gotta like put their paws away from your face because they'll scratch you. Except he's
Yeah.
got like giant werewolf claws, and I'm just like redirecting them.
Yeah, so you're doing very well at that. Senor Fluffington, you are not managing to smack or bite or anything. Vrak.
Yeah.
Vrak is very talented. It's almost like you are like the real world Chihuahua trying to wrestle with the kid. Again, it is so ineffective.
Aw. Also,
Uh,
we are rolling in the dirt. Like we're both covered wet, and we're rolling in dirt.
Can I? I'm gonna hedge my magic while we're doing this.
What are you gonna hedge magic?
I'm gonna bonk them in the head with my staff. Not actually attempting to like harm them, but
No,
just like
just see what happens.
instinctive,
Yeah,
just like
'cause-
instinctively, just
Bonk.
attacking. Just
Yeah,
like
because
fighting.
like hedge magic can't cause damage. So yeah, it
Yeah.
just like bumps into you like right into your
Yeah.
face as like you redirect the
Like
claws.
I almost imagine like we're like in the middle of the fight and the staff just kind of orbits and just thunk and just drifts the other way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will faintly hear the sound of scuffling outside, Thorn, as you go through the explanation of, oh, well, I was trying to get this book from the library because it had to do with the prince, and then you had to explain what the prince was and what library, and then you had to explain why you were in some sort of lost castle and how it was lost and what was going on with the curse on that. And no, you don't mean thorn as in yourself, you mean thorns as in like physical thorns in the castle, and there were dead bodies dancing that you didn't realize were dead bodies, and the reason why you were there was because you fought enchantress of some kind, and you fought the enchantress of some kind because of a little goblin creature, and the little goblin creature had a bunch of things in its bag, and Senor Fluffington grabbed a stick, but oh yeah, like no, Senor Fluffington had the other, it was a different stick. It's a bunch of explanation that is not linear. They get the gist because you rolled well. Among all of this, they are trying to take turns to attempt to remove the curse on your arm. None have worked so far.
Good now. I believe we're all caught up with everything, and my arm's starting to feel heavier. How is there anything that we can do?
Dear, it's just Sage. Calm down. I know you just tried something, but allow me to at least speak. And Iris is just starts bickering with Sage, as then Lily like just kind of shuffles them to the side while they begin bickering over which one of them should explain what's going on with your arm. And she just tuts a little bit with her tongue. Well, come this way. Come this way. I do believe we might actually have to attempt to work together. Oh dear, this is a lack of discipline, I'm afraid. But you said you thought. What did she look like when you were fighting her? The big one before the princes and the dead dancing people. What did she look like again? Can you describe that?
I explain as close as much as I can remember what the hag looked like.
Oh dear. Yes. So just wait right here. I'm going to get you some tea to help calm your nerves and hopefully stem the progression of this. A few herbs should help. Sage. That is not necessary. And you can like see that Sage is about to cast something on Iris in the middle of them bickering. Before like Lily just bustles off to attempt to make you some sort of tea. But the two of them begin then bickering again about which one of them was at fault for the bickering.
At this point, too, Vrak's probably like winded after about 5 minutes of wrestling. We'll get up, take a breather, and then like we should probably go in, right?
In what?
I don't know, wherever Thorn went.
Huh?
I gotta ask Thorn about how like get the fuck out of here, back to the real world, because I tried it and it was real bad.
Oh, okay.
But like Thorn seems to know what she's doing. I guess I gotta ask her for help.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. Whew, that was fun though.
Yeah.
So like just walk into the house, like shoulder open the door, drip mud onto everything.
I follow.
Do the dog shake off, or are you also coming in covered in like dirt and grass and stuff?
No, I'm used to I've been a stray dog for more time than I've been like a lap dog, so I would probably be. It would not. I am still in the mindset of like I just kind of go however I am because that's
Okay.
the normal forming. So I walk in
Okay.
so dirty.
Okay.
Yes,
Like a dog,
perfect.
like a dog fresh from a mud puddle. I am familiar with that as well.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, so yeah, both of you walk into a very lovely kitchen, dripping with mud, and you see like Thorn set up on a stool with her like stone arm propped up as like two women, maybe 3.5, 4 feet tall, uh, are bickering with each other over and over again. You have no idea what about. One of them has like deep mocha caramel skin with hair just as white as Thorns. The other one is probably a little bit paler, a little bit more sallow, with uh, dark hair that is held back in very intricate, tiny braids. And a third one is standing up on a stool at the counter, making some sort of beverage in a pot of some kind. But like all of them are just completely ignoring the fact that they've got two new people, because one of them is busy making Thorn some sort of drink to attempt to help, and the other two are too busy fighting with each other to notice that you have entered.
Cool. I walk in. If there's a table in here, I'm gonna sit down and put my boots up on the table.
There is not. It is just a kitchen. Their dining area is outside of
Somewhere
the
else.
kitchen. So yeah, at
But I'll
most you've
just
got like a
saunter
couple of
up and
stools,
lean
yeah.
on something
Yeah.
and just be like, "Whoa, Thorn, that's fucked up."
At which point they would finally notice that you're there, and like the two that are bickering turn to look at you and go, "Language!" at the same time, like fully at the same time, like one together. And then the third one that is in the middle of making a drink is like has a mortar and pestle that they were about to like fix something in, and turns and just looks at you and looks you up and down in confusion.
And I go, "Oh, fuck, pardon me."
It is rude to do so in someone else's home.
Yeah, sure is.
Thorn, I don't know that I approve of the company that you're keeping, but
Did
your
I do?
case is much more important at the moment. And like, Lily goes back to attempting to make your drink, while Iris and Sage just glare at you in like very angry, offended silence.
I'm gonna take some of the mud out of my hair and just flick it on the floor.
When you do so, Iris will actually reach into the robes and skirts that she wears and pulls out a stick, Senor Fluffington. And as she raises it, you
Target
see
acquired.
two ethereal wings spread from her back, and she flicks it in the air. I would like you to make an intellect defense roll, please, Vrak.
Oh, I'm great at these. Is this an attempt to, is this a mental attack of some sort?
It is not a mental attack.
Okay, then I'm not down a step.
Yeah.
I did only roll a 9.
Could I give them a help action of some sort?
Not necessarily. This isn't really something that you can help on. It is resisting the effect of magic.
I was thinking more like Vrak, me, somebody else, and I am magic. So
Are you gonna
magic,
intercept
but
it?
like
You just
You're-
jump up to
you're-
take the hit?
You're next, essentially, so you'll be
Oh.
able to roll for yourself soon.
I think I know what's happening.
So you are suddenly sparkling clean, and all of the very artistic rips in your clothing are
Oh
gone.
no. Oh no.
Oh, we
Senor
Oh,
Fluffington.
We're in trouble now.
Yeah, Senor Fluffington. Next to Iris, Sage does the same thing. Beautiful, sparkling, ethereal wings appear from her back as she lifts yet another stick into the air, flicks it once, and intellect defense, please.
Well, I already rolled a 4.
A clean, fluffy dog.
You are probably cleaner than you have ever been, in fact.
No fleas.
Yes, I don't have any fleas. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My owners take good care of me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
used to
you
be
are
strong, but
like
not anymore.
Not more.
groomed and clean and no longer smell like the outside.
Do they have a
And-
little bow like they're fresh from the dog groomer?
No. They don't change your clothes, they just repair them and clean them. And the couple of tears from you just being wild out in the wild have also like stitched themselves back together so that you are well presented. And both of them will just kind of go, better. Thorn, and then
Because we're both
both of them start talking over each other again while they start trying to make plans for how to fix Thorn's arm.
I don't like them.
Are these thorns like very fucking godmothers?
I don't know, but they got sticks, and I've learned not to trust people with sticks unless they're me.
Maybe you should have all the sticks. I
I
trust you with a
agree.
stick. I
How do
trust
we
them
get
with a
that stick? Oh,
Thorn, are you reacting in any fashion to how crazy your friends are being?
I've come to expect it now, and I do try to apologize. I'm like, I'm so sorry about Vrak. You'll get used to it. Uh,
Is there something in the Discord?
There is stuff in the Discord, but I was also laughing at Thorn going, I'm so sorry about Vrak. You'll get used to it.
No, yeah.
yeah, and then I'm like, well, and then I explained the whole like prophecy, so it was like, I was like, well, it was just kind of coincidence. We all ended up together, and now we kind of have to be together because the entirety of Fairyland depends on us working together to stop the great evil that is potentially coming for Fairyland and the real world.
Oh, yes.
Thorn, are these your fairy godmothers?
In a word, yes.
Oh my fucking god.
Where her aunts? Where her aunts? And then Iris just like flutters off of the stool and comes over to you with just the most massive cup of beautiful purplish blue tea. Very like pea flower colored tea. And those of us who actually drink tea know what that is. Sorry.
It's a really nice tea, actually.
It is. It's very, very nice. It's kind of lemony.
Yeah, I don't like adding the lemon to it. I like it just on its own.
I think it has a kind of lemony taste on its
Little
own
bit, yeah.
without adding any citrus to make it kind of go purple. We're gonna stop talking about that now. We're in the middle of a game.
We could do that for hours.
Yeah.
While you guys talk about tea,
Yeah.
I learned that I can pick up sticks with my mind.
Yep.
Yes, you can. Generally speaking,
I am going to try. Specifically, the one who stole my dirt. I'm gonna try to lift the stick out of their pocket or wherever it is, even if they're holding it, I don't care,
Okay.
and try to bring it to me.
You can attempt to do so, but I am not going to allow you to roll because you are not capable of doing so.
I figure as much.
Yeah.
But I am like, Senior Fluffington is like trying.
Are you doing like fully like this?
Please give
No.
me.
I am just sitting down, just
Please give me another intellect defense task.
13.
As a dog, have you ever been like swatted with a rolled up piece of paper?
Oh yeah.
Very similar to that, like right on your butt.
I'm gonna yelp and run to the other side of the room.
Like it was just kind of this strange look from Sage before like you felt like this snap sensation right against your butt, like you were swatted. Like not even painful, just
Yeah,
startling.
yeah,
And then you're like yelping and running across
yeah.
the room.
Just stop
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's not even painful. No sound to go along with it, so you have no idea, Vrac, why Senor Fluffington like just jumped up and ran across the kitchen. Um,
I don't like it here.
Thorn, are you drinking the tea?
I am at this point.
Okay. Please make another defense roll against the effects of the petrification, this time eased by one.
Okay, that is
So-
a 12.
Yeah, so that would drop it from a 6 to a 5. So if you put effort on it, if you have the ability to do effort,
What would I need?
it is intellect based.
I don't have that. I have 2 points of intellect left.
Sad face, sad face. Okay.
We are going to need a
And
long rest.
I think that you are currently out of ciphers, right?
I don't think I've used my Jiminy Cricket yet, which is a free retry.
Oh yeah. If you would like to try that, if you would like
Yes.
to use your lucky cricket, you can attempt to do so.
I did, and I rolled worse. So
Oh no.
Oof.
Cool.
Okay, so your Jiminy Cricket goes a little stiff and cold where it had seemed almost lively before. It just kind of fades as the magic disappears from it because it is a manifest cipher, which are one-time use instead of recharging. Oh, it looks like we have a redeem for you. I can't quite tell what it is because my chat
It's a nat
disappeared.
20.
Nat 20.
oh,
20,
and that's
Nice.
routine, and that's funny. Thank
Very
you.
cool. But yeah, so
Everyone's having a time.
yeah, so like you have not fully thrown off the petrification, despite like very awkwardly with one hand because you can't really bend your elbow to use your other arm. But like with one hand, a very large, almost bowl-sized cup of tea, drink this, and it doesn't seem to be spreading further. It just hasn't cured you.
So we're on the right track, which is good.
All right, yes, okay. Ladies, we must get over our differences. And then they start bickering at her about her telling them to get over their differences. No. We must get over our differences. I do believe that she is under a curse from the coven, so it will take all of our abilities together.
Okay, I am
coven?
And
ready.
they all start like, or the other two start talking over each other again about how that couldn't even be possible. The coven hasn't met for at least 100 years, etc., etc., etc.
I am ready
yo,
to
which
help. Let's
coven?
do this.
Give me a social interaction roll to attempt to get their attention while they are doing their three-person bicker.
I am good at this,
Yeah,
so it is
three-person
eased by
argument.
1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 17.
Ooh.
Very good. So
And I'm like, yo, ladies, hey, simmer down. This is your kid that you gotta, like, help? So, like, bring the energy down in the room a little minute here.
like Sage kind of looks you up and down in an irritated fashion, and then Iris just they haven't met for at least 100 years. There's no possible way that they could actually have put together a curse for our dear Thorn here.
Yeah, but Lauren's cursed, so someone did.
It was a book.
See, Iris, it couldn't possibly. And then Iris
Yo.
initiates
I'm
another
like,
round of argument.
and I get in between them, and I'm like, yo, why waste arguing on each other when I'm here, right? You're nearly as annoyed with each other as you are with me. And if you're not annoyed with me yet, then God, I gotta up
No.
my game.
Sage just kind of taps you on your lower back because it's all that she can reach,
Yeah.
and goes, "Darling, it's simply that we have differences of opinion. We are not irritated with each other, perhaps with your manners, but not with each other.
Oh, you seem pretty pissed off to me. You're at each other's throats all the time.
This is merely how we communicate."
Hmm.
That's how I communicate too. Just being loud.
I noticed.
Oh, thank you.
Yo,
So
can you move those fingers?
yeah, this is the
Or is
human,
that, like,
or the human-ish
frozen?
woman that had looked out the window. By the way, Senor Fluffington, that was speaking. And no, you
flattered.
can't move the fingers, Thorn.
No,
Hmm.
they're still stuck, unfortunately. But
That sucks.
Fluffington did mention, yes, I brought a book.
It's well, whether it's from some legendary organization or perhaps something lingering from one of the many cursed places across the land. We will all, of course, work together for you, Thorn. It's simply what we must do for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think together we can probably solve this and give us a good clue about who could have done this.
Yes. So, if the three of you would like to take a rest of some kind, I'm sure that we could make up some beds or something. Do you sleep in a bed, dear? And she's speaking to you, Senor Fluffington. Are you a bed person? Are you a
No, I'm a
den
dog.
person? Do you like dens or beds or pillows? We can arrange pillows for you.
Okay.
Or what are you most comfortable with, dear?
Yes.
Thorn, a little help, please, please.
I think what they're saying is that they don't care as long as it's comfortable.
Oh, well, we can certainly
They
arrange
are
that.
they are a canine after all.
Of course, of course. Well,
Where's a canine? No. It's dog.
well, of course, all with peaceful intent are welcome here. So, I will lead the three of you to rest while my sisters and I make preparations for an attempt to assist with Thorn's problem. And we can speak on whatever organizations there may or may not be in the morning, perhaps.
Normally I would want to get the fuck out of here as fast as possible, but honestly, it's been a really long day, and I am fucking exhausted. Thorn, I think gonna need your help getting out of here, but we gotta fix you first, so...
Sage is looking at you with like these narrowed eyes, and you can tell that she
Yes.
is really, really trying not to do something to force you to not cuss.
Mm-hmm. I am making extra effort to cuss more than usual.
Of course. Of course. But yeah, so she will lead you from the kitchen into the large den living area. There are several very, very plush chairs in there that are kind of sized for the three fairies, as well as one larger round chair that is probably where Thorn usually stays, as well as a winding wooden staircase that leads up into the second story, essentially, of the house. There are little tables near each of the sitting arrangements because the sisters argue so frequently with each other that sitting down to a family dinner is not a common occurrence. But she will very easily lead you up into the second story, where it seems almost larger even than the bottom floor was, and offer a variety of guest rooms to you.
How low are the ceilings in here? If it's built for tiny fairy women.
They had arranged the home with the intent of Thorn to come to visit. So it
Aw.
is actually organized for both short and tall people.
Cool. So I only have to stoop under like doorways and stuff.
Yeah, even the doorways are able to be used. Yeah.
Nice.
Like if you
No,
go
they,
into
like-
their rooms, it will be smaller
Yeah.
furniture.
Those
But
tiny
for the
kids.
but for the most part, the rest of the house is able to be used by both of you. The handles on like doorways are lower, but that's the biggest difference that you're going to notice.
As we're going upstairs, Thorn Rack pokes you in the stone arm.
Mhm.
You don't feel it.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yes, it's quite fucked. I feel like Sage probably like overheard that and just glares at me.
Yeah, she's
A good influence on everyone.
Yes. Fuck.
So then I assume that Vrak didn't hear my explanation, or if they did not understand a single word I was saying. So I explained what happened after we left, especially with the book, and I explained that I think the book petrified my arm.
Seems like a big fucking problem.
I hate books. Hate them. Not good.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna get you fixed, and then you're gonna teach me how to drive the reflections, because I can't fucking get home.
Drive?
But-
Are we going on a drive?
And you like seem to be able to get home when you want to.
Yeah, I can explain it to you. It's
Cool.
it's a little hard to get used to, but once you do it, it will be like second nature.
Wait,
Yeah, you have no fucking idea.
where are we going? Are we going on a drive? Where to?
Oh, not tonight. I gotta sleep first.
Well, but wait, you were talking about that? Is it like to the park or something, or like where? I mean, it's fine if it's nowhere. I'm just just he said drive, and I just wanted to know where we're going.
Yeah, if we ever find you in the real world, I don't know, I'll give you a lift or something. It'd be great. There's a dog park by my house
Oh heck yeah!
or my apartment.
But yes, so in explaining that and getting settled into your rooms for the evening,
I will make it a point to not have a room on my own.
okay.
Aw.
Are you going to stay in the guest room with Vrak? Are you and Vrak going to invade Rosa's room? What's the plan there?
I am staying wherever Vrak is staying. If Vrak invades Thorns' room, then we're both sleeping there.
Because there are guest
will-
rooms, but I
Yeah, I
also
will go to
know
a guest
that Vrak
room,
is
but I
Vrak.
imagine
I imagine
Rosa-
over time we probably
Yeah.
end up in the same room.
yeah,
Okay.
Thorn has
I
like
guess
an
we go
actual
for-
bedroom.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
Senor Fluffington does not like to sleep alone. It's too scary at night.
All right, so you guys get settled eventually into Thorn's room, despite the fact that Sage tries really hard to set you up in a very cozy guest room for each of you. Neither of you take it. And we will utilize that for break time.
Oh, hell yeah.
And in the meantime, for the players, you are going to gain the effects of a 10-hour rest if you have that available to you on your sheet, which will
Hell yeah.
also reset all of your
Phew.
recovery rolls.
Thank
Are
God.
you fucking kidding me?
I will also take my 1 hour. 'Cause
To
I-
help.
What?
We'll be back. back. We are back from break. I am Evie the Disaster Jam, pronouns are she, they, or any. GM for this fine disastrous group for Once Upon a Reflection, episode 8. Here with Alina as Vrack, Joelle as Senor Fluffington, and Amanda as Thorn. I almost said Rosa. I've done that to both you and Alina tonight a couple of times. But we are in Sanctuary, the blessed woods in fairy tale land that Thorn's fairy tale fairy aunties all seem to reside in, taking a wonderful night's sleep in this very safe, warm, cozy cottage that is found in the middle of the woods. There is a sleepover going on in one of the rooms because they all decided to not utilize the guest rooms and just bundled into
Frack actually
Thorn's room
comes
with
in
her.
with like a duvet and a bunch of pillows and is like, yo, everything in here is like covered in doilies and shit, and I think if I sleep in one of the other rooms, I'm gonna wake up in like a frilly dress or something. Can I sleep with you?
Sure, come on in.
Rad.
And
Like,
Senior
make myself
Fluffington just
In
follows.
Fluffington, I'm
nest
assuming
on the
is
floor.
I just walked in and I'm already getting comfortable at the foot of the bed.
Are you on the mattress? So I'm having to like kind of yeah.
I'm currently doing the spinnies,
Mhm.
and then I'm in a fetal position just at the very corner.
The idea of like a dog person just walking around on your bed is very funny.
It's
a miniature
making
werewolf.
things very difficult for you, but kind of expected, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine there's just like there's enough pillows and blankets that I just don't even notice, and I get cozy. I'm comfortable.
Yeah. As you as you slowly drift off to sleep for your night of rest, Senor Fluffington, you, with your little, as I think you said, bicycling, doggy
No.
paddling feet, dream of sticks and playing fetch with your kid, and it is a wonderful, pleasant, warm dream that you are able to chase and play with things and roll in the mud and muck and chew on things that normally you are told to keep out of your mouth, but no one says anything.
Tables.
Yeah.
Tables.
Yeah.
Not tables.
Yeah.
Tables. At the tables, not tables. Sorry. Captions are making me angry.
Thorn, you are used to the very pleasant dreams that you have here. They are peaceful, and I wouldn't necessarily call it homey, but it's almost like it's the only time that you ever experience the aunts getting along peacefully. And like the various animals of the woods all visit and tell you their wonderful stories, and you can see the other rooms that are just kind of made up for your friends to visit on a regular basis now. Vrack,
That's so cute.
there's music and dancing and the throwing of various objects and food and things, and it is loud and messy and dank and damp, and you are surrounded by small, warty, goblinoid creatures that all welcome you with rancid beer and
Amazing.
old, weirdly decorated, not quite food.
Good.
Yeah. It is.
I sling my arms around their shoulders and then we head directly into the thick of the mosh pit.
Oh, yeah. It is wild and messy and everything that you wish you could remember so vivid as this. And
Amazing.
as the morning dawn breaks and you guys wake from your rest, Thorn, your arm is still stone. And you still have that sense of comfort, but it's not quite the way that it was in your dreams. Senor Fluffington is halfway up the bed, having rolled around a little bit, and kicked through a variety of your covers, and probably still kicking because dog. Vrak, you wake up and you are in the cottage. Once again,
I am
tall
sprawled.
and slender and icy blue.
Is it possible to have a hangover from too much like good vibes? Because this place is just fucked with good vibes.
Am I awake?
You would wake up, but I've seen dogs that still continue their like kicky dreams even when they're waking up because they're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I slept very well for the first time in quite a while. I feel very, very rested. What about you?
I mean, yeah, I slept great.
I need
I
to go to the
really-
bathroom.
Oh, you should probably go outside, man.
Yeah. Can you open the door?
Yeah, it's like I can get up and open the door, and I
Okay.
kind of uncurl myself because I've curled up like this with Flemington kind of at the foot of my head. I get up and I stretch and I open the door for the good senor.
I'm gonna head to the front door and wait for somebody to open the door.
Found out.
Oh, that's right. And then I like stumble down the stairs. Yeah.
There are a variety of books that are like out on the various chairs as you stumble past them to let Senor Fluffington out. The aunts have all gone up to bed, but it does seem that they were researching into the evening in an attempt to help you. So they are probably still sleeping. But yeah, you'd easily let Senor Fluffington out to do whatever Senor Fluffington is going to do out in the yard. I am not going to ask you to describe that, please. Why are the cease... There we go. Yeah, like the captions weren't working for a second there. It's...
Oh, weird.
What the fuck? Yeah, so yeah, Senor Fluffington does the going out doggy thing, and you know that there is inevitably going to be scones and baked goods and plenty of non-animal oriented food. So no eggs, no meat.
But plenty of sweets.
Plenty of sweets and savory foods as well. But yeah, so there is going to be plenty in the various food stores in the kitchen.
Thorn, what does your room look like?
Yeah.
'Cause I think Vrak's still lying on the floor, just kind of looking around.
Oh, I imagine like the mattress probably takes up like a good portion of the room, but then there's like a little like sitting area. It's like a stool and like a bench, a bookcase full of all kinds of little trinkets, a big window that overlooks the clearing into the woods, and you see some birds already lined up outside looking in. Yeah, it's just like it's a very cozy, warm place. I imagine that the walls are like that same sort of golden style wood on the inside.
It's like cottagecore AF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Cool. I
Handmade
will
blankets.
after a moment get up and like get on my knees and shuffle over to the window and put an arm out, like open the windows so the birds go scattering. Lean out and light up a cigarette and smoke hanging out your window.
Fair enough.
I feel like as I am coming back towards the house, I'm like, hello,
Yeah.
Hey,
it went
man.
well.
Looking
Yes.
up the
Born if
roof,
there's coffee.
looking up at where Vrak is, you can now see the roof. It has now turned into a strange kind of olive greenish gray tone.
I don't know
Kind
what
of
that
the
is.
well, kind of the combination of the green of the Auntie's worry and the gray of Vrak trying to turn
Just everything.
everything black.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The gray of Brack's soul.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Hey, Fluffington, he asked Thorn if there's coffee. I would kill for a cup of coffee.
Okay. And then
Cool.
still walking towards the house, I start shouting, Thorn! Vrag wants to know if there's coffee.
I believe there could be coffee, like ground up,
Yeah.
fresh grounds.
Pretty much you can find anything other than like microwave meals or things that have meat and eggs and dairy. Well, no, like
imagine
you would even be able to
coffee's-
get dairy because they are willing to use butter, just not like meat or eggs.
I imagine that coffee is probably one of the things that I'd actually have to go to the market for, and so I get. You just see these little individual packages of the beans,
Mhm.
and then ground up in the magical mortar and pestle.
Cute.
Yep.
Vrag, there is coffee.
Oh, God. Maybe this place isn't as bad as I thought. I'm gonna be a minute.
It's a struggle for you, Thorn, because you have one working hand.
Hmm.
So you've got to get it set up into the mortar and pestle, and then like while you've got one arm like hanging
Yeah.
down next to you, you're like trying to use your other hand to like smash the beans in the mortar
I
and pestle
imagine
and
that
like
the bowl
grind them
just
around.
keeps,
Yeah.
just keeps kind of going back and forth on the counter, and I'm just like, God damn it!
Yeah. It will be an interesting process for you.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you guys are just kind of settling in for morning stuff until the aunts wake up, or
Yeah.
what's any
Yeah.
other plans
Vrac
beside that?
will. I think if the smell of coffee happens, Vrac will come downstairs.
Is this all you have? You don't get like chicken or
Bacon.
meat? Or oh, bacon. You know, Thorn? No food? This is it? Oh.
Sorry, Fluffington, unless you want to go ask the birds for their eggs straight for them, but I recommend you don't do it because they will peck your eyes out.
Not if I catch them and we turn them into chickens.
Please don't do that. They're my friends.
Okay, no chicken today then.
Um, and Thorn, can I please have a might-based coordination roll for how well this attempt at making coffee with one hand is gonna go? Cause yeah.
That is 11.
Not horrible, not amazing. So you
Chunky
do get coffee of a kind made. It probably still has chunks of the bean in it because you didn't get it properly ground to do most processes. So you just kind of had to soak the beans in hot water for a while. So a couple pieces came through the sieve. But yeah, you I love the answer from chat. Just use your hand to smush the beans. It's like,
Just karate chop the beans.
Karate chop the beans with my
Thunk.
marble hand.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so you get coffee of a kind made. It's probably not your best, but it's honestly probably better than some of the shit that Vrac has had at various motels and hotels.
Oh no, I've had awful.
Yeah.
Rat comes downstairs, grabs one of those, like, oh fuck yeah, grabs one of the pastries without asking, and has it in their mouth before they take it out and go, I eat shit here. I'm not gonna get enchanted, right?
To my immediate knowledge, no, it's pretty safe.
There's no chicken.
Take like the smallest bite.
It tastes like thyme and cheddar and pepper.
Oh, I understand.
Like as like a savory
Yeah.
scone.
I'm like,
The subtitles gave me
uh,
time, and I was like, magic
it's
stones?
like time.
Yeah,
It's like,
time and space
I'm
and the
eating
universe.
time itself.
No.
I'm like, cheese is good for dogs, right?
I think so.
Yes.
And I throw cedar flower. Cheese, man. It's
Oh, cheese.
it's good.
I start eating it.
Yeah, so like
Nice.
cheddar and like savory spices, not like hot spices, but savory spices and
Mhm.
bread mostly is what you're gonna taste.
Mm.
And then Rack is gonna grab like way too much food and a coffee and go and sit at the table and just shovel food into their mouth because they didn't really eat yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's free foods and like,
Yeah.
if you're in a
Yeah.
band and you're
You
not
never
doing
turn down
well,
free food.
you never turn down free food.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Like putting some in my pockets.
And I'm just sitting there, just like the aunts will be so happy that someone's actually taking time to enjoy,
Yeah.
because they have a habit of making a little too much, and then
all day,
they
every
just
day.
struggle to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it's going for a good cause.
Yeah.
I don't know about good.
you know the like group of people that decided to learn to make bread during the start of like the lockdown, and
Mhm.
they just ended up making more
Way
baked
too
goods and bread than they could possibly ever eat. It's that like every day at this cabin. So there is always more baked goods than the four of you could ever eat.
Your aunts are just stress baking all the time.
Pretty much.
They're because of they're on each other's nerves. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Aggressively kneading bread at each other.
I mean, like it's they do care for each other, and it
It's
is
combat
yeah,
baking.
and it is frequently like very loving bickering and arguing, but that is legitimately how they communicate with each other. So like one will be up in the library reading, and one of them will be baking, and one of them will be outside playing the harp or like talking with the animals like Thorn does or something. Or they will be like inside like arguing very friendly like over various concepts and magic and different legends and lore that they would potentially have told Thorn about and things like that. So it's all in an affectionate manner, but they do go at each other a lot.
I just saw a bird.
Pretty bird.
Meg just flew into camera briefly. She's trying to find her bed, but she can't find it even though she goes there every night.
Yeah, I can hear her. In fact, that is the very distinct sound of a cockatiel.
She's like, my bed, I just really want to go to bed. I'm like, it's not this way. You're going the wrong direction.
Yeah, my dad had cockatiels, so I am very familiar with
Yeah.
their like. What? Wait, where is it? Confuse?
Mhm.
Confuse?
Yep.
Type sound. But yeah, so it's and very fitting sound because birds are chirping outside, and you see the occasional fluffy critter just scamper past the open door or window. it's kind of what you expect it to be, Vrak. Um, Before eventually the aunts do all tumble down, and it's just very under the breath. Oh, of course, you slept well. We always sleep well. It's part of the environment here. And that was just such a lovely dream. Blah, 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 blah. And I think I had an idea for what we can do about her arm. And just back and forth as they all come tumbling down the stairs to just right past you, not even reacting to the fact that you are eating in there. And there's the sound of one of them reacting to the messily made coffee
Good.
and going, oh, no, this will not do. And they all start bustling around in the kitchen, getting in each other's way, bumping into each other as they make different coffee better, along with tea and a variety of other drinks and freshly made things for the morning breakfast.
Frack will have more coffee.
Oh, yeah.
On offer.
Oh, yeah. They also offer you very thick, like whipped, like not whipped cream, like dessert whipped cream, but like thick type of cream to go along with either your tea or coffee. And there are like cubes of crystalline sugar that you can put in to sweeten it if you'd like. And they set out the full spread.
Well, not really full without chicken.
Yeah, no chicken, no bacon, no eggs.
Cheese.
Yeah, there is cheese. There are a couple of cheese tarts and things like that. But there is the occasional side eye from what you have learned to be Aunt Sage, as she kind of looks you over, Vrak, and then just smiles whenever she sees you eat something.
I, making eye contact with her as she's like delighted to see me eating, will, if there's anything, like if there's still coffee grounds around or something, I will take and dab them up with my bread and eat it while making direct eye contact with her.
Roll for social interaction.
6.
6. She chuckles a little bit oddly, shakes her head, and then takes another sip of very heavily doctored coffee.
The subtext of that is, don't think that your baking's especially good because I will eat garbage.
Yeah, she did not get that. She just thought that you were being challenging.
Excuse me, people, ladies, people, the aunties.
Yes. Eris just kind of looks you over, very expectantly. Yes,
Do you know what chicken is?
Of course we do.
Could you make some?
We don't have any.
But can you make some?
No, we don't have any.
What bacon?
Yeah, well, can't you make some?
We don't have bacon either. We haven't brought any from the market.
Oh, they're carnivore, I think. Dogs are carnivores, right?
No, I'm a dog.
Out of character, no, dogs aren't carnivores. But like she goes, no, we don't purchase those.
Yeah, well, can you make some?
Oh, you're like vegans. Well, I guess not with the cream, but
No, but
vegetarians?
our type of fairy cat actually digest animals. So
What does that mean?
Means that gives them the shits.
Thorn, what's the shits?
Thorn, you would know that it's not that. They literally cannot, like, they are magically forbade from eating it. So they can't even manage to put it in their mouth.
Right, and I turn to Fluffington. It's like, you know that thing that you do every morning.
Wake up,
After that,
stretch,
after that.
Oh god, this is gonna be
go
forever.
outside,
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what do you do when you're
yeah.
outside?
Yeah.
chase the squirrels.
Okay, after that,
I come back inside.
before that.
Uh, the things.
Okay, so what the shits is that, but a lot of it at once.
Oh, like the time I got into the candy. Okay,
Yes.
got it. They get the shits if they eat meat.
Yes.
Well, I could not live like that.
Yeah, you're a carnivore.
No, I'm a dog.
Of course.
One of them will offer you one of the more savory tarts that has a variety of like vegetables on it that smells almost like meat. It kind of smells almost like pork and onions.
I'm gonna eat it, but gingerly.
It's kind of chewy.
But does it taste like
Vaguely. Vaguely. It's not quite right, but vaguely. It has jackfruit on it, so
Oh yeah.
jackfruit tastes kind of gamey, meaty, and oniony. And is somewhat chewy.
Like wrong meat.
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
No, it's
Gods
true.
don't know it's not pork.
That's
It-
true.
It's really
Did I
bad.
say gods instead of
bacon.
dogs? Oh my god. What the fuck?
I have ascended. I know everything now. I am the game master. Look at me.
No,
I
you're
am
not.
the game master.
No,
now.
you're not.
I know Fluffington.
But,
That
but
was
yeah,
the
so
secret
it's
the whole time.
it's
Okay,
probably the
everybody
closest
roll
thing
for
that you're.
sticks.
Uh, it's probably the closest thing that you're going to get to meat at the table at the moment. But it's kind of tastes like wrong meat. It tastes meat-like. You've eaten a lot of very strange things in your life, especially before you got adopted. So it's probably not the worst thing that you've eaten. It tastes different.
I've eaten these out of garbage at one point. I think
Yeah, garbage's pretty good actually.
garbage. Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially when it's been like kind of like getting rancid for a while.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, I like garbage sometimes.
Yeah.
God.
I look at Vrack and I'm just like, Vrack, are you doing okay? Do you need a place to stay when we get back?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Just give it a try sometime.
Mm-hmm.
You never gone dumpster diving?
I can't say I have, no.
Oh, well, la-di-da, look at how fancy you are.
I mean, I prefer not to, considering I do have to clean the glands of a dog every once in a while in the real world. And that tends to ruin my appetite
you're
for
like
anything.
You're like a fucking vet or something, right?
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
Signor Fluffington engages suspicion.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, perhaps we shouldn't tell Fluffington.
You're a VET.
Yes.
What is a VET?
I don't know, Thorn. What is a VET?
It is something you don't have to worry about and shouldn't concern yourself with.
I rolled a
It's okay,
2.
I'm cooler
I
anyway.
believe you. Immediately, it's just
Okay.
relaxation. It's like
That's all right. Well, I've been honest the whole
Understandable.
time here, so if you say so.
Sure.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, so
It was an amazing roll.
we gotta fix your arm, and then I want to go home. Fix your arm first, right?
Yeah, I would prefer it. Yes.
We touched a book, and it fucked your arm up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read the book?
Did I?
You,
No,
tr-
I
you
did not
tried
read.
to read parts of it, but it was difficult to kind of work your way through it with the halberd and the stone arm that you were trying to turn pages
That's right.
with.
That's right. What I did was that I touched the book to go open it, and that's when it started. So I grabbed a halberd and was basically poking it with the stick to try to get it open, but was too afraid to get closer to it.
Yeah, you reached
But you
onto
could,
the
like-
you reached onto the shelf, which is where the like when you reach into the shelf to grab it, you started to experience that. And then you used the halberd with your arm already starting to turn into stone to knock it off and then try to flip it open with the blade of the halberd.
And I was unsuccessful, if I remember correctly, with that.
You had managed to get it open and tried to use your already stone hand because, it was already stone to flip through some pages. So you did see a page with the prince and his mother riding a couple of horses because Senor Fluffington was very distracted by the fact that there were horses on the page.
That's right, because there was pictures in the book. That's right.
Ah, good.
There were two horses.
And you know that it was his return from studying with, or not studying, but like spending time with a neighboring territory that
Potentially
they had intended
apprenticing for someone or something.
Yeah, that they were intending to like absorb into the kingdom. That type.
We do still have the book. We have
like
the book.
Yeah, it is in
So,
one
like,
of your bags. Yeah.
Have you tried touching it with your stone arm? Because you can't get like more cursed. I'm just thinking, like, if your fairy godmothers can't just fairy godmother your arm better, then maybe there's something in the book that'll fix it.
That's actually really smart. I like that idea.
Had my coffee.
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
So I'm gonna go get the book and see what will happen.
Okay. So you reach in with your stone arm into the bag to try and pick up the book with your solid stone hand. How are you going to do that?
I feel like I grab a dustpan that's on the side and just kind of scooping it and trying
Like
to
chopsticks?
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you like full on chopsticks this way, all the way down the stairs, to bring it back to where Vrak and Senor Fluffington are, and the aunts are now finished with their breakfast and setting up to attempt to help, like, relieve you of the curse. One of them, Iris, does step over to look curiously at it and just kind of hum in just not really awareness, just type of hum while watching you go through the hole.
I can move it, remember? You don't have to touch it more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
yeah.
you touch it,
that's right.
Fluffington?
Huh?
Did you touch it, Fluffy?
No.
Okay, good. Because I don't want you to turn into stone.
No, I can move sticks with my mind, and it has a stick inside.
Where's the stick?
Because I've only moved with the stick, and that's how we.
Okay.
Because it's not actually doesn't actually like out of character.
You
Doesn't
moved
actually
the
have a-
stick within.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how he's rationalizing that he's able to move it.
Okay.
With the power of a stick.
I just didn't know if you had somehow snuck a stick inside of the book before closing it and like putting it in her bag. Yeah, okay.
You think he's smart? No.
Okay. So yeah,
He just visualized the stick inside and moved it. That's literally
You're like,
it.
yeah.
okay. So yeah, you are able to use your hedge magic to float it into the air if you would like, instead of having Thorn like stiff arm the
Yeah,
movement.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want it?
Do you remember how far the bookend was with the picture? Let's see if we can try to find the picture.
I s- I open it to to the horses.
Yes.
All right. Give me an intellect roll for your control.
9.
9. Right. It takes a little bit, like, because you, like, thunk it onto one of the chairs because it's just a nearby surface to then attempt to concentrate, because this is much more delicate work than you have done with hedge magic thus far.
True.
But you do, like, get
Oh,
it flipped through.
I am trained in magic.
Yeah.
I have so I don't know if that makes it easier.
It's basically just you do get to it. It just takes you a little bit. So
Okay.
you flip back and forth a couple of times until you find a picture of that's not the one with the horses. That's a weird mountain. Okay, there's the one with the horses. You find the one with the horses eventually.
Oh, it says 2 of them.
And so I point at the picture and point out, it was like, this was the prince. But
I'm sorry. I just picture you like with like a Lego hand.
Yeah.
This is the print.
this is the
And
prince.
these are the horses.
These are the horses.
With this
And
butterfly hand.
the other person was his mother, or was it someone else? I
His
don't
mother.
remember. It was
Greeting
his
him,
mother.
Yeah, his mother
Yes.
went to receive him when he returned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy, tried to kill us.
Perhaps there's something about where he came from. Maybe that's a clue.
On the horses.
Yes.
Iris, from their preparation, drifts over again, still very curious about the book, and just kind of leans forward and sniffs at it a little bit. All right. And then walks back to what they were doing.
Hey, fairy godmother.
Is she a dog too?
Yo. I like literally stared at them.
Of course you do. So
Hell yes.
they didn't know who you were speaking to. So all three of them eventually at the snapping look up in the middle of like preparing a variety of magical ingredients for whatever spell they're going to attempt and just kind of look at you in offended confusion.
Of course. And I'm like, so you said like while you were arguing that there's like a coven of witches or something that hasn't been seen in 100 years and they can't possibly be back, but maybe they're back? You wanna like elucidate on that?
I'll take care of this, Iris. You are very excitable about this subject. And Iris just kind of huffs at Sage before going back to conferring with Lily on the like potential magical sense that she might have picked up from the book. And Sage just kind of wanders over. Oh, there is a legend that the various witches and hags the world over have a coven meeting, a coven agreement among them. If the Thorn Witch, no offense to you, Thorn, of course, but if the Thorn Witch was so close to wherever the Curse of Brambles was, Iris believes that there could only be the explanation of them working together, which would imply this coven, that there's no possible way that they could have ever get along long enough to have a full meeting of them. So it's old nightmare tales.
Um, I felt like there was something like magic happening at one point.
Do you
But
know what?
it's no, but I was biting the prince, and if it was like out of character.
Mhm.
Could you refresh my memory on what it was that I felt when I was
uh,
interacting magically with the prince or whatever it was that was happening?
you felt an inherent connection, sort of like puppet strings,
Yeah.
between him and whoever had set the curse. You knew
Hmm.
that he was an integral part to tether the curse in place, and he was kind of like the remote, sort of like when the space program has a rover on Mars, he was the rover. So he's basically like a long distance marionette that can act for whatever power had it there.
Okay, now how do I explain that as a dog?
Yeah, so you can explain it however you choose, but it's basically you could feel the puppet strings essentially.
Do you? It was like when I go for a walk and then there is like a leash on me, but it wasn't on me. It was on someone else. The person that we were at fighting. I don't know why we were fighting them, but we fought them.
She looks you over, all 5 feet of you, Wolfman style,
Mm-hmm.
and then just goes, "You wear a leash?"
Uh huh. Our dogs do.
That is an interesting interpretation. Um,
I think I
there
was like,
are there are those with the power to control others at a distance. That may
mm-hmm.
be what you felt. You felt it.
Yeah. I tried to help, but no dice.
And it was the prince that was wearing the leash? Or was he the one holding the leash?
No, he was the one with the leash. He didn't. I don't think he liked it. I think like I tried to like free him, but it did not work. So we had to kill him.
We
Oh, he was dead a long time ago. You didn't kill anything.
What? He was?
Pretty sure.
How could he move?
Everything there was dead.
That's weird.
Everything there was dead and still moving.
the cursed
Were we dead and moving?
the cursed
Not us.
Briar Kingdom has been the way that it is for centuries. Many years. Many years. Many lifetimes. Um, there were some chosen that attempted to help it, I believe, but they were banished from there before they could do anything.
I think
Please
we shut it down. I think it's pretty
roll
dead now.
intellect, Senor Fluffington.
Is this like an important thing?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot put anything into this actually. I physically cannot. All right. I have magic training
Mm-hmm.
and herbology,
Mm-hmm.
and it's 12 on the dice.
Okay, good to know. Um, so as she's explaining this,
Hold on.
oh,
Time out.
mhm.
I just realized I have a bank nat 20. I want a nat 20 this shit.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, spicy.
Go into Discord.
Oh, oh,
That's a good. That's a
Secret.
good nat 20.
oh.
That's a good nat 20.
Ooh.
I'm here. What's up? Okay. Oh, hmm. Uh-huh.
Oh, you get asset as well from
Oh,
the chat.
I already have one. Thank you.
Nice.
Uh, I'm gonna pass that on to Alina, so because I don't want to just have a shit ton of
Yeah.
No,
assets.
thank you.
Alrighty.
I get one asset. I have one asset from before.
Oh,
Do you have an asset?
you can, Thor, you can have it.
Like an asset and a net 20.
All right.
Okay. Uh, okay,
These are great noises.
hmm.
I love hearing that.
How do I express this as dog?
How do I dog this? Um, Brak,
Yeah?
you know that thing where like you like know things that you didn't from. Hmm.
You know something?
I've I think I know what you what was I I don't I hmm
Come on, buddy. You can do it.
hmm.
Just think it out.
I think I've seen this before.
Just like the Thorn Kingdom thing?
Yeah, I think so. I
Where?
I've seen I did talking about this made me remember that I've seen the prince before.
How does a dog see a cursed fairy prince? And
With
where?
I don't the castle. I don't know.
Was it in this world? Or was it where you're a dog?
No, it
The
wasn't.
other world.
It was in this. It was like in the same, but like you know how we were there, but
Yeah?
like that, but like again, but like not again because like before.
You did like a time travel thing? Like you went to an older days
You lost
before he
me.
got
I
cursed
don't
and you
know.
saw him?
I don't know what any of that means.
You saw him again, but like before we got there?
Yeah. Like
While we were there, you saw him a long time ago.
no. Well, no. Now I can. I can remember.
Okay, now you remember a thing that you saw when we were there.
No, now I remember something that I saw that I don't remember before that happened before we were there.
A new thought came into your brain from magic.
Maybe I don't know.
Okay, well, what's that thought?
Uh, there was we. I was there.
Yeah,
I think I was there.
yeah.
Well, I was seeing what was happening.
Doesn't matter if you were there or not. You saw it. So, what'd you see?
Well, but like, am I there when I see like the television?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you were there or not. It's in your brain.
okay.
You
No,
saw it.
yeah, okay. So I was there, and I saw the prince, and there were other people that were fighting the prince, like we did, but like not us, like other people. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a second thought.
His their one brain cell is active.
Wait,
Just briefly.
I feel my eyes are just going in opposite directions as I formulate the first thought of my life. Yeah, no, there were there were people there. Um, I don't know. I don't know that he can explain this.
Were they
Very
dead
similar to that guy that talked
That
to
I didn't
you
see?
guys in the lake. Yeah,
that
you
that
did
I
not
didn't see.
Yeah. So
It was like this is like oh, Sword, do you remember the thing that you said was moving that would not in the castle?
Yes.
It was like one of them is like a person in one of those. And then there was like a lady in like a dress, and there was another person that just looks really weird.
These weren't like the dead people that were dancing in the castle, right? These are like different people.
Yeah, these people were like fighting the prince.
Okay.
And then there was a light.
Like us? They were like us?
The light? No.
No, like the people who were there fighting.
Also no. There were different people.
Were they from the real world?
Oh, I don't know. I died. They were just people that were fighting the prince. And then there was like a light, and then they were not there, and then that they were not there. We were not there. I was they me.
Okay, Thorn. Okay, we gotta figure this.
The
Like,
puzzle of dog language.
So
I'm sorry, guys. This is the best I can do.
No, this is perfect.
this is great. I love this. What's happening
Yeah.
right now?
The mistake of the dog having the brain cell for a moment.
Absolutely. Twice.
Why
I
am
got
I
two
the
thoughts.
magic one in the magic world?
Because you're a dog.
So I
Okay.
explain that back in the castle, couldn't confirm, but could have sworn that the armor was moving.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Is that what this is? Armor? Yes. There was a person in armor.
But there wasn't anyone in the armor. Remember, we checked.
I don't remember checking, but no, I'm not saying that in that armor, like there was a different person in armor that was like armor, like that armor, but not like that armor.
Oh, hang on. That the guys who were like the chosen ones before us, right? Wasn't there a like stupid paladin dude and a fucking princess and then some other guy?
You see me, like, I gesture with my good hand. I'm like, you're right, I do remember something about a paladin.
And they died, and that's why
Yes.
we're stuck in this bullshit.
Yes.
Is that what? Did you see them die?
I don't know. I just
Because,
remember.
like, okay.
A
So
fight.
stick with me for a minute here. Stick with me. So we got recruited for this bullshit army of like magic problem solvers that we can't escape from unless we die, right? And when we
And
did that,
The
because
world will be
people
doomed
were
if we
doing that-
die and fail in our mission, but go on.
yeah, or something. And like the only reason that they recruited us for some fucking reason is because the other people died. So like, doesn't it make sense that they would send us out to the house call that the other guys failed first to like, get us to fix it?
At this point, the three aunts come up with like just an armful of supplies and begin like kind of ushering Thorn into one of the chairs so that they can work and try to dispel that before Lily goes, "Oh, no, most of them shouldn't have died. They probably have retired. And just hold still." And they start chanting instead of further explaining whatever she was trying to say.
I look over at Fluffington and I mouth retired, as though they'll understand that.
He nods, but he looks like he is
Does not
just so
understand a
confused.
single word.
He does not understand.
So, I would like you to roll for intellect defense. I believe you have some banked stuff if you wanted to use it for how successful this anti-curse saving release thing the aunts are doing is.
Juice
Can
rolling.
we goose this in any way?
As the person that is currently suffering.
That is a 15.
Okay. And you are, 15 is good enough anyway, because I was about to say.
I was about to say, if it's an intellect defense, I actually am trained in that too.
Yeah, because, like, it's normally a 6. The fact that the aunts have the time to set up would ease it by 1 anyway, so with the trained in intellect defense, you would be bumped down to a 4, so you are plenty good. Otherwise, like, it was almost beats it, but with that training, yeah, like, you feel like a tingling sensation start at your shoulder as they continue chanting and, like, throwing various herbs and everything at your arm that seem to disappear into strange wisps as the magic takes it. And the tingling then spreads down where you have not had any feeling, across the entirety of the petrified arm, and slowly it goes from that cold, unliving stone to the normal kind of caramelly tan that your skin is when you are in your elf form here. And it feels stiff and almost like all of your joints need to be cracked a couple of times. But you are cured of the petrifying curse.
Oh, thank goodness.
And like all 3 of them are like tutting over your arm, and for once they're not actually arguing. They all seem to be just concerned mutually over what's going on and checking to make sure that it hasn't been like that everything went okay. And then, like, Sage reaches over and picks up the book and looks at it and flips through a couple of pages and sets it back down. That should be right.
You knew how to dispel it then. Obviously.
Oh, this kind is from a barrier curse. You have to pass through it to be cursed.
Oh, barrier.
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 Yeah,
I was like, what? Burial?
Yeah, it's a barrier curse. It's
Barrier.
this type of petrification is from a barrier curse. We determined you would have had to pass through it instead of touch it. The book should be fine.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. So perhaps so if there's a barrier curse on it, then there's something in here that they don't want us to find.
Most likely it was on the shelf itself, protecting all of the books that were with it.
They didn't want us to see the horses.
Did you get anything else from that, like, creepy castle?
Just the book, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because we were also being chased by geese that were coming out of some of the books.
The geese just gradually got smaller and smaller every time he touched that one book before he eventually they eventually just like destroyed the book that were kept goosing.
Yeah, there were other cursed books in the library, so
Not anymore.
Yeah, so like Vrak, one of the books that they accidentally brushed against while walking because it was just on the floor because, you know, ruined library, was one of the books of Mother Goose, and it had the goose curse on it, and every time they touched it, a gradually smaller and smaller goose popped out and bit them.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it went from like a 4-foot tall goose down to like the size of a mouse before it stopped happening. But
Would you
Senora
rather fight
Fluffington kept
1 4-foot goose?
Yeah, and they disappeared after they bit. Like it was just like it appeared, bit them, and disappeared. Yeah, but Senor Fluffington kept going after it to try and tear the book apart because it was making geese that kept biting them.
it didn't even do any damage because it does
Yeah,
one
it
damage,
did.
and I have armor points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
got pissed with the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kept
Amazing.
biting, and it didn't do anything, but it was hilarious. But yeah,
So is what happened to the is are how do you normally remember things that you didn't do?
No, I usually don't remember things I did do.
Holy shit, that's such a good answer. Oh man. Oh, okay. Had
Are you asking this of the ants
of
or just the
everybody.
room of
Yeah, just
everyone?
um, I are they talking about dreaming, Thorn dear?
I suppose so. Are you talking about a dream?
was a dream.
You know, when you go to bed and you fall asleep, and sometimes you imagine things.
No, I'm not. It's not when I'm playing with the neighborhood cat. No.
So I take a moment and then I'm like, so no, he's not talking about dreams. They're not talking about dreams, but what are
No.
they?
It if it's with if dreams happen when I'm asleep, I'm not. I don't think I'm asleep now, and it happened now.
Yeah, dogs are like always in the now, man. It's like a thing.
We are
Um,
okay.
Yeah, like when they're asleep, they're
Mm.
just that's just a new thing that's happening to them.
I take a
oh
moment and I
dear.
consider.
Oh dear, it's just put things away, Sage dear. Uh, you your predecessors wouldn't have died. Generally speaking, most of them have not. We did lose one in the last batch, but that was a long time ago. Most of them should just be living their lives in the real world, in the other
How do
world.
we retire? Can we retire early?
Uh, uh, others have
Just
to be
fucking sign me
chosen.
up.
Others have to be chosen.
Yeah, that's fine. Someone else can deal with this bullshit.
I don't know how to make the fates choose other
Or
chosen.
like, do you just like tap out? Do you just be like, "Yo, I'm retired now, Fates"? Like, figure this out.
And
No.
what do the old chosen look like?
Um, I only encountered them once when I was at market because Sage was busy and Iris was reading, but one was very short and high pitched when he spoke.
And looks like a meatball.
I wouldn't call him a meatball. The another was a princess. Um, she defended herself for the most part. Very bold individual. Um, there was a knight in armor. He was didn't really acknowledge me much.
You know
And
their
there
name?
was no. I didn't really introduce myself. They were passing through the market at the same time. There was a fourth one, about average height for the taller folk. Dark hair, had a very frightening air about him. I didn't feel like approaching.
What is a princess?
The daughter of a king.
What does a princess look like?
Typically like a noble, well dressed. Sometimes they wear a crown or a tiara, sometimes a diadem. On a very rare occasion, a coronet.
Fluffington, nobles are worse than cops.
Oh, okay. Um,
Usually the cops work for the nobles.
I think I saw them. Yeah, in the not in the but yeah, in the thought that I
So
is not mine.
they tried to break whatever curse was going on there, and they failed, and then like a big light happened.
Yeah.
Huh? But they're retired and maybe still alive.
Mm.
Which is why we're here.
Thorn, when you were interacting with the little Rumpelstiltskin dude on the top of the
Yes.
lake,
Yes.
he did actually say that the other two had like gone off to live their lives, and he basically lost their version of rock paper scissors to leave an imprint behind to talk to you guys, and is currently living as a department salesperson in a big box store.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no.
What a fucking
Oh
downgrade.
God.
Oh man, oh man. So many
But
dots I want to connect, but I play in a dog.
They
well,
us, right? Like all the chosen are from the whole world, and then they come here and they get like fairy shit done to them.
Um, are you asking me, dear?
Yeah. Or Thorn. She knows.
well, I don't know about the other chosen, but I would assume it happens something like that. And I turn to the aunties and ask, is that typically how it works?
Well, there are a variety that visit. Very few retain that connection to be able to return when they are old enough to understand responsibility. So you'll occasionally see someone who has a personage or a life on the other side, but rarely do they return more than once. The ones that can, or the ones that stay long, tend to be chosen.
God. I'm gonna need another cup of coffee.
Oh, it's right in the kitchen, dear.
Rex.
I kind of look at Frack and I'm just like, have been here multiple times. I see.
Don't have any vodka to add to the coffee?
Not at present.
Whiskey? Anything?
Roll for social interaction.
Rex could have spent effort on this one.
Okay.
I am sitting here. It's just like I was like
Oh,
I thought
17.
Frack hated it here. So
Yeah,
what do you
sure does.
mean? I'm just kind of like side eyeing.
17.
17. Iris goes, oh, no, no, of course not. And then behind her, Lily just kind of nods and points at one of the cabinets.
And I go, I figured. You know, you get nerves sometime. I got a little nerves right now. I could just use a little, a little fortitude.
Yeah, it's not vodka. It is a very, very potent cordial. So it's sweet, but it's sort of like drinking very, very sweet Everclear.
I will give myself a healthy dollop and then come back to the table.
Yeah.
I have a big swig and be like, okay, how long were you here for? Thorn. You come back lots, right? Like you said you
Yes,
vacation here.
yes. Ever since I was probably 12, so I was
And
still a child.
right. And did you like spend like a long time or just like lots of little visits?
Lots of little visits.
Okay. And Fluffy, like you spend a lot of time here? You know that this is
Yeah.
a different place than the other place, right?
Oh, it is.
The one where you're a dog. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like the
I'm
place where
still
you're
a
a
dog.
dog. Yeah, but you're like a big tall dog now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
um,
you're smaller than me still, but like you're tall.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, stand up
um,
straight. You're real tall. Look at you. Look at you. You look great.
this is how I always look.
You were like a little close.
Well,
You have when you're walked on a leash.
yeah, I walked on a leash.
No, Thorn,
Kinky.
when you were Rosa and Senor Fluffington was just the little chihuahua, there was not a ridiculous little outfit on
No,
Senor
yeah.
Fluffington.
No, he just does not understand what he's being asked.
No.
Yeah.
So he's just agreeing to it because he just doesn't know.
Like in
Yeah,
his
so-
mind, he still is the same. Like this is
Yeah.
what he is.
Yeah, so
I remember coming there with like my kid once, but that was it. Don't after that, I just kind of kept popping in from time to time.
Okay, so you're another one of the like short-term, lot of visits kind of. Gotcha. Yeah, I was here for 2 years.
2 years, 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Oh, that is some amount of time.
Yeah.
It's Attorney Flemington is like, no, it is quite a lot of time actually.
How
Yes.
like
And I
like
didn't
how
come
many
back
in both
since.
years?
But apparently, that's like a lot of a dog's life, right? Like that's like
Yeah,
like a quarter. How long do chihuahuas live?
What
I'm
is
like
a quarter?
trying to like whisper to Thorn.
Yeah.
yeah, I would say it's a good probably like a good fourth of the average lifespan of Chihuahua.
Of a chihuahua? No.
You only get to be like 8.
Chihuahuas like get to be like 15 to 20.
Oh, okay. I thought they were one of the. To be
No,
fair,
it's
that
like-
out of character.
Bigger the
I thought
dog,
they were one of the
yeah,
shorter ones.
assume bigger the dog, shorter the lifespan, smaller the dog. Unless something happens, usually they're going to live longer.
Also, if
Retcon.
the Chihuahuas made a deal with the devil a long time ago, and now they live for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Rewind that. So Thorn goes. I mean, Chihuahuas can live quite a long time actually.
Okay.
Why are we whispering? I can hear you fine.
Yeah, he does have good
It's
hearing.
probably not worth asking Fluffy how old he is, right? Like they won't know.
I know.
They don't know time.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
time
Cool, cool.
flows
Anyway,
different. for them.
You shouldn't. No.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. It's fine. We're all
Don't
good.
worry about it. Just know it's a lot of time.
I feel like I should worry about it now.
Anyway, I spent a
What
lot
am
of
I
time
worrying
here,
about?
and I didn't want to come back. But apparently, that was enough to fuck me up for life.
Like the police.
Yeah, very much like the police, actually. Like worse than the police.
They're very interesting.
If I don't know. The thing I see of or remember of the chosen. I was not while I was here.
But you could see them.
Yep.
In your mind, in your brain,
Yeah.
you
Like. Yeah.
magic spooky shit, like a vision.
I don't know what the second word is. I don't know what that is either. But yeah.
Cool.
I just. It's like when I think back to when I ate that cake. It's like I was there. Except for the cake, I was there.
Dude. Fluffy sees visions. That's cool.
What is that?
Like a magic power.
No, I don't think it's like that. It's not like like when I felt that leash on that one, the person and the prince. It
I mean,
was
that's
just
also a magic power. You're just like a little magic dog.
okay.
Rad.
I guess.
That's the coolest shit ever.
It's a good thing, Fluffington. Trust me.
So as you guys process
Yes.
what has made you potentials for this whole being chosen scenario,
Mm.
and the aunts clean up and go back to bickering in their typical way, with Vrak having a dollop of fairy liquor in their coffee. We will call that for the evening since we're about 30 minutes over. And we'll pick back up next time with you guys figuring out where you're gonna go with this. But yeah, so great job. No one died. You managed to rest, however
What?
effective those rolls might have been.
What?
But yeah, you finally managed to rest. You also, for
Too nice.
getting past the first like mission essentially of being chosen, you get a milestone experience point each.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Woo.
Hell yeah.
Is that just 1 XP or is that like an
1
advancement?
XP. That's 1 XP.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, I'm at 2.
Yeah. When you guys get through chosen missions, essentially, you get an experience point in addition to whatever you earn from your intrusions.
Cool.
Nice.
Ass.
Nice.
So good.
All right, very cool. But yes, so that was tonight's episode of Once Upon a Reflection. I am Evie the Disaster Jam. Let's go ahead and go around and do our close up, who we are, where you can find us, what we're doing, stuff. Go in reverse this time, starting with Amanda.
Hey everyone, my name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra. Using she, her pronouns, I have been Rosa/Thorn, the resilient explorer princess who masters the swarm. You can find me pretty much everywhere on like Blue Sky, Instagram at Panda Cabra or Panda X Cabra on Instagram. Yeah, I am a TTRPG player. I am also available to do some like video editing or audio editing on the side, so feel free to like hit me up if you want to like have some of that. I'm sure we can figure out something cool with going on with that. Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight, having a lot of questions more than so than answers, and I can't wait to see where this goes.
That happens in early campaign, yeah. But yeah, you guys did great. Very cool. Check them out. Their links are in the chat and description. Next, Joelle.
Hello. I love and hate playing a character with low intelligence. I am Joel. I am staff here at Altered Echo Archives. You can catch me every other Friday playing Senor Fluffington in this campaign. And you can. That's all for now on here, because you know, Empyrean is over.
Oh, poor baby.
For now.
I miss my pirate. Outside of here, you can find me on AO3, where I procrastinate posting about my posting my stories. I write, I just slowly. I should probably write faster. But if you read it and leave me comments and support me, then hey, maybe that'll get the writing happening faster.
Yeah.
If you would like to support me after that fucking sellout attitude, you can support me on Throne and on my coffee. At Joel writes is I'm like that everywhere. I have a lot of things, and it's true, very true. I have a lot of things, and that's that for now. That's it. I have other things that are brewing, but that stuff is for later.
Very cool. And last but not least, our wonderful artist, Selena.
Hey everybody, I am Alina Pete, they, them, and I have been Vrak, our just trash fire of a dumb rocker. You're so fun to play. You can find me online at alenapete dot blue sky is where I'm at usually these days. Man, been picking up a lot of followers this week. People are really finally leaving the trash bin of Twitter. So that's cool. I'll be posting about all the projects that I'm doing. I just did like another big here's all the stuff I'm up to thread for all the new followers. So but you can also catch me this coming Tuesday on twitch.tv/, WhereGeekComics, where we'll be playing our 5e actual play, Trash Heroes. We're dumb. We're a bunch of weirdos that climbed out of a trash heap and are failing our way across the continent. So that's fun. Come check us out.
Very cool, very cool. But yeah, so definitely check them out. I have shouted them out in Twitch if you are watching on Twitch. Otherwise, you can find links in the description to everybody's link tree, etc. But yeah, we've got exciting stuff brewing. As I said, we're like getting stuff ready for Empyrean Wilds. There may be other games in the future. We don't know. You don't know, but you can find out by following our socials and joining our Discord. Discord link also will be in chat and description. If I could spell it.
You got this.
There we go. Discrod
Okay.
originally.
Discrod.
Oh,
yeah.
this rod. As
But
opposed
yeah.
to bad rod.
But yeah, so like follow us for more announcements. We've got fun stuff that we're going to be trying to do. The Empyrean Rising campaign. That's the
There
word
it is.
I'm looking for. The Empyrean Rising campaign that has now finished is being turned into an audio-only format podcast that will also be released probably sometime in December, or at least be starting to be released sometime in December. So keep an eye out for that. But I'm Evie, your disaster GM, pronouns she, they, or any, and director of Alter Deco Archives. Joel is staff here. I think you might have forgot to mention that this time. I don't remember.
It was the first time I said. I mean, the first thing I said.
Okay, then I just wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Damn. You see how they treat me here?
Yeah, it's been one of those days. But
It's
yeah,
the
so
Brian. It's okay. I get it.
yeah, Brian is soup.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to do a Twitch counter so we can count how many times Brian has
many
been
soups?
soup.
Good
yeah.
soup.
But yeah, Discord. But yeah, so I am the director of Alter Deco Archives, GM for this Fine of Disasters group. I was the GM for Empyrean Rising and will be the GM for Empyrean Wilds when it airs. Eventually, you may see me as a player guesting on something or in another campaign. I have no idea what's in the future at the moment because it is now midnight where I am and I had a long
very
day
late.
at work.
That's very late.
Very late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna just kind of leave it there. Check
Get a
us
long
out.
rest.
We will see you in 2 weeks for the next Fairy Tale Friday because it's Saturday now. Bye, suckers.